Hey everyone, it is the graveyard shift for the drop zone. I'm here with Mo Knows. We're here to just chill out. I've been drinking a little bit. And yeah, we were just on uh just on with Hanano and D and My Collectibles and Dr. Strange and Ronnie Lido and some other cool creators. And here we are just kind of chilling out after that. How are you doing, Mo?
Chilling, man. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, I saw Doc was streaming. I was in his chat. I saw Hanano and D went live, so I was over there, and then I threw the link out, jump on, said, right. I saw you pop in, and yeah, it was cool, man. It was I didn't expect to be on until 2 in the morning, and then
I know, right?
now we're doing an unwind graveyard stream at 2:30. So
Yeah, what's going on with your background there? I like it.
yeah, I don't know what this is. It's like I think it's just a chroma key uh background with like some weird lighting effects.
I don't know. I like it. You just get, is this like a plug-in you just got?
No, it's just layered a bunch of crap on top of each other apparently. Although I don't know how to fix
Hey,
it.
it looks pretty good. What do we got going on in the background here? Aquaman?
Oh, it's just my Twitter.
I don't know if it's broken. It looks good. Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was, you pulled it up and that was something important.
No, I just had my Twitter open.
Oh man, what? Yeah, so let's go over. We can just sit here and talk to ourselves about what we're gonna do with Photos Finish Live. That's actually, I'm excited about that. We're gonna actually try to get something done. I told you I've got my business partner from China in town with his wife, but I'm hoping we have a day that we can actually do it because I think that would be fun to get this started. So what are we gonna do, Mo? It's your show. What are we gonna do?
First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my StreamYard window so I can actually see this. Okay. So we are going to be using Drop Zone. That's gonna be our horse, obviously. He will start running at the end of the month.
Of course.
He's currently 1 year old, so next season, September 25th, he'll be able to run. I don't know if he's gonna be anything, crazy special, but he did breed from a really good sprinter of mine, and the horse that I bred him with, or her with, is a really, really good horse. So we shall see. But
I mean, it's a good experiment. I mean, that's what's going to be
a good
fun.
starter.
Yeah, it's a good starter. Everyone's going to know, like, what is it like to just start without like the best horse, right? Like a decent horse, but nothing crazy, and see what happens, how we can race and all that stuff. So what is like the first process? Obviously waiting until it's 2 years old, right? And then what do we do after that? Like day one.
Yeah, so day one it'll basically show up in my racing list here with the rest of its family. And yeah, so I'll take Trixie because she has no wins. So basically take the horse and you would go in and just say, okay, let's run it. Probably gonna find something with a maiden. So a maiden means that they've never won a race before.
Okay.
So you'll see like 3 horses entered here, and you start looking at the grades and say, okay, S- to S+, which is like high tier. We're an A, so we wouldn't be looking at that. Same with Drop Zone, also an A horse. So
which is pretty good. It's not an S, right? But that's decent.
Yeah, I mean a good solid A horse that we have with like 8.5 stars, I think. Yeah, so a 9-star system. Yeah, Drop Zone I believe is 8.5. He's not racing, that's why. Yeah, Drop Zone is 8 stars. 8 stars. So basically, you want to have like 8.5 to start. If someone were to breed with this horse, or we try to breed with this horse with one of my females, at least we would have like a really good base,
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Now, when we do like the first race, what is the cost going to be to do the first race?
So the early level racing for 2-year-olds is like 420 Derby. I'm pretty sure they did that for me.
Right.
It's roughly $5. It's like $5.25.
I love it.
Yeah. See, yeah, you can change it. Now they have a little button here. You can change the USD value. Yeah, so $5 entry fee, but you're also getting back like $2 in crown. So
because Is it every month you're getting a certain percentage back, or is that weekly, or how does that work?
No, so that's per race. So for
It
the
is
next
okay.
for the next 6 to 8 months, um, they're basically be giving out crown for every race.
Okay.
So you'll spend what I say it was $525 the race,
Right.
and so if you go into the race, you'll see the payouts for the race. The payouts, like I said, $5 entry. If you win the race, you're gonna get back it's like 31 bucks.
Okay.
So you're gonna get back
Not
31
bad.
bucks plus the crown. Which if you sold the crown right away, which was what I normally do, which in hindsight wasn't the greatest idea early
When
on.
it went to 45 cents or whatever.
Yeah, and I was just
Right.
casually unloading it at 4 cents, but we won't talk about that. Um, but it's just good to kind of regain some of your racing money early on.
I would agree. Hedge your
But
bets,
now,
right? Like, yeah.
yeah, but now I'm in a little bit different position in my own barn, so I don't always sell the crown right away. But anyway, it kind of works out because let's say only 4 horses enter the race. Instead of
I was gonna ask you.
1183 crown, you actually get back. I don't know what the hell that would be, like 120, like 140 ish. Because basically they're telling you they're going to give you 11.83 crown for 12 horses.
Okay.
But if only 4 horses enter the race, now you're getting 3 times the amount of crown.
So no matter what, there's a definitive amount per race.
Exactly.
And now, can we choose what race? Like, obviously, there's races throughout the day or a certain day. Can we choose, like, or is it basically we're stuck with that race? If we want that hour, that's the only race that there's going to be, or there are multiple races in a certain period of time at the same time? How does that work?
Yeah, so they schedule them in like 72-hour windows. So
Okay.
you should be able to find an adequate race for like. So you have 3 different types of horses. You have sprinters, which is 4 furlongs, 5 furlongs, and 6 furlongs.
Okay.
You have like your mid-range runners, which is 7, 8, 9 furlongs, and then your long range, which is 10, 11, 12. Right? Those
Okay.
are like your 3 different racing funnels of horses. And what they try to tell you is that every 72 hours, you're going to have at least one adequate race for whatever funnel that you typically run in. So, just using one of my horses as an example, I know Dr. Ruth will only run like 10 to 12, right?
Right.
So, ideally, they try to tell me every 2 to 3 days, you'll have like an adequate race from 10 to 12. And it pretty much does work out that way. Sometimes I race every day, sometimes I don't race for 2 days, but usually I'll find something. So that's kind of how they try to set you up that way, which at that rate you'd probably get 15 to 16, 17 races a month.
Okay.
But I'd probably say more like 20 a month. That's like the average of the pace I'm on. So
That's per horse. And how many horses do you have that you can actually still race?
I have 32 horses total. But I have these are all retired. These are my fillies I breed.
Okay.
But yeah, racing right now I have 10. This is a free horse. Everybody gets a free horse. I do put them in races just to keep the free racing running. I actually don't even care what race I put them in. I just throw them in something that needs a horse.
Free, like you don't pay it, but you can't win anything, correct? Or can you?
Well, they will be doing like run your trainer horse, and whoever has the most training points in the month will get a free paid horse that you actually
Oh,
own
wow.
now, like one of these horses. So yeah, you should have an account. Shelby should have an account. Make an account. Get a free
I
horse,
have an
name it,
account.
throw it in races. Yeah,
I have a free horse, but I set that up a while ago.
yeah. But yeah, you can name it, throw it in races, and again, right now they're not doing anything with it. The first season they did, but they're working on some new fun stuff to give away because they got to breed the horses. So
Right. Now, do you find that most races are filling up now, or you got to get in early to get in the race, or can you wait until the last minute, or how's that working
no,
out?
most races will fill. You'll find some races that So like, there's not that many B horses left.
Right.
So like these B, the orange ones, B minus to A minus. Sometimes these will have a hard time, but usually the A minuses will fill them out. Or if I saw this and there was like 5 minutes left and it was gonna close with 3 horses and cancel, I would just throw my random ass crappy horse in there with no shot because
Right.
it would it would cost me. What I say that would be.
Hey, we got the
That would
biggest.
cost me 325,
Say we
and
got
I'll
the
get back
biggest
like
bro in the
$5
house.
in crown. Oh shit, biggest bro in the
Yeah, I
building.
mean, Dave, if you can come in if you want, just let us know.
Oh yeah, biggest bro. If you're awake,
Yeah, if
man,
you want
come
to
on
come
in.
in, come on in. Uh, Let me. I think I asked you this before. I don't know if you had an answer. Other countries, Brazil, Indonesia, Russia. Can other people play from other countries, or is this right now just North America, or how does that work?
No, other countries are fine. At least a race. Wagering might be specific to certain areas. I think all international can wager, to be honest, but don't hold me to
Really?
that. But I do know that certain states cannot wager. Um, so some people use take a little vacation before they hop online. Kind of travel.
Right.
Like when
That's
I travel to
fascinating.
the casino, I travel to
Right.
Canada. You know,
You take a virtual travel with the VPN bus. I know what you're talking about.
that's right. That's right. Mohammed's in the building. What's up?
Yeah,
Biggest bro
good to
says
see you.
recovering from football. Oh shit! I wish I
Yeah.
still played football, man. If I mention it, my homies to play football, they're exhausted by the time I even get done bringing it
Wait,
up.
is this? He's not talking about like watching football, like real football, like he's playing like
Oh,
tackle.
but he might actually be because real football is emotional. Actually,
Yeah, because I mean, the last time I did that, we did pickup games in the summers during college, and that was we played tackle. It was fun. I mean, I'm sure it was a little dangerous, but it was fun.
yeah, we used to play tackle on the street. Now I look at that and I'm like, there's no
That's
shot.
no way.
I'm like, there's no shot that I would do that. Like, and
Mhm.
when it would snow here, it would be like 3 inches of snow on the concrete, and we would just decide to start playing tackle. And we didn't like people would just start freaking getting messed up, dude, getting freaking blasted into the curbs and shit, like because you couldn't see
That's
the
pretty.
curb.
I mean, that's a little
Oh,
crazy. Yeah, that's a little crazy for me. So the biggest bro is hungover, drunk from. Hey, look, I was drinking. I mean, heck, I'll go grab my pipe, and I've never done that online. If you want to come on and act stupid with us, but
oh
yeah,
yeah, I'm litting into shit.
yeah, you're lucky. You get to be hidden. People actually have to see me do it. So okay, so that's cool. I know some of my viewers, and they're probably not on right now, they are from other countries. So if they happen to be watching or watch later, I know Brazil, you know, Indonesia, East Asia, those countries, Russia, um, maybe they could do it. I mean, that'd be kind of fun to have. I already like all these other projects that we have everyone from all these different countries. That's cool if they allow that. And they can make it happen. But like you said, even in the States, there's some states that have locally that can't do it. Do you know which ones those are?
Uh, no, not top of my head, and I should probably have that bookmarked. Every time someone posts it, I'm always say, "Oh, I'm gonna bookmark that." And you think I do?
Right.
I do not. I'm
Well, we
actually
can
looking
get
for it
that.
though.
We can. I would say we can add that to one of our streams and have that up. Yeah, because I'd be interested. With all these projects, that I think that's what's so much fun is all the. I hate to say foreigners because we're the foreigners, right? Like we're literally like what do we have 330 million people here, and then the rest, the 7.7 or 7.4 billion of the rest of the people. So I just like getting together with a bunch of different people out there, and then I'm excited to learn about Photo Finish Live. I've watched you in the past do your stuff, but like now we're really gonna do it. This is the real deal.
I mean, this is the time, dude. I mean, listen, I won't sugarcoat it for you. There's a very, very real possibility that this just all goes to shit.
Of
However,
course.
because I mean, listen, I'm gonna be breeding 9 horses at the end of the month, following month 13, then 16. Like, but that's nothing in comparison to what these bigger barns are gonna be breeding. So like I think I'm gonna be making money and shit, and like everything's gonna be honky dory because
Right.
I've everybody else has to sell their horses too. You know what I mean? So
Right.
now, granted, so my horses are kicking ass. I got Grail Mary, who's the first baby from Steph's Kiss, which is my girl's horse, and that was an expensive filly at the time.
Grail
I got
Mary, that's
I got
awesome.
such a steal on that. Yeah, but so she's got 2 wins out of 8 races, but she has a bunch of fourths, and you get paid out on fourth place. So fourth place is not bad.
Right.
But they don't show that here. So she's actually like 6 out of 8, I think, in the money.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's respectable. Then I'm gonna breed her with Weekend Moderator, and this is where the beauty of photo finish comes in, right? So Weekend Moderator, it's my pride and joy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the horse that I won for moderating that weekend during the Derby when the team was away.
Right.
I didn't win the filly, and that filly, Peeb sold the baby from that horse for like 1,700, almost $2,000, I think.
Oh my lord.
So he's definitely doing well. But the consolation prize was I chose this guy, and what's cool is you can actually track their babies. So I get paid $50 every time this horse breeds, and I've been getting a bunch of breeds the past couple months.
Right.
But it's nice because I get to see how the babies are doing. I can track them. So I can see like this one's not that good. It's actually the only one that's not good. Now, I don't know if they're racing them wrong, maybe.
I see.
So what
Does
this
this
does for
predict?
me,
Does it predict kind of what the potential is in the future for other breedings?
well, I mean, it can show you things. Yeah, it can show you that if you take, Weekend Moderator and you put it with a certain type of filly, because you can go into the horse and take a look at the parents, right?
Right.
So there's my horse, and this is the mom. This is who RVA, my buddy RVA, he owns the filly, and he came to me, paid me $50 on the market, and bred with Weekend Moderator, and now he's got a sick freaking horse that has 4 wins and 8 starts.
Wow.
Like this horse is killing it. This horse is flying. But what's cool is every time that these horses do well, people tweet me, they tag me. Now I get to retweet it, and now next breeding season, people are like, oh man, I saw all them
I wanna
tweets for
breed.
Weekend Moderator. Like his babies are doing really well. They're making a lot of money. Yeah, like look at this graph here. So this is like the shaded area is like the average.
Okay.
So for left turf at 12 furlongs, it ran a really shitty race. It ran like a mediocre race. But then above the shaded average, this was like a really, really good time. So you start looking for like things like this, consistency above like the shaded area, or even like high up in the shaded area. So you can see it's spitting out strong babies. Plus you don't know. This race here might have been like a dry track, and it only likes a wet track, So there's all different reasons you can look at to see why it didn't like a track. But
we got Ryan
anyway.
Lido in the house. By the way, if you want to come on, you can come on. If you want to hang out, we're just kind of chilling out, learning about Photo Finish Live. Let us know if you want to. We'll send you a link. Yeah.
We will be breeding with this horse eventually. Like I said, we will.
Okay.
Like I have some debts to pay back because I had to pretty much sell my soul to get in with people.
Gotcha.
Well, just to kind of get all my horses. I mean, listen, when I came into Photo Finish, if I stuck with my original horses, man, I'd be done. I'd be cooked. There's no shot that I would be able to compete, make money on. I wouldn't be able to race. No one would breed with my horses. The babies would never win. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really use those horses that much, As a matter of fact, last month, we took Uncle Nose, who has 0 wins lifetime out of 25.
Oof.
And Moana, 0 wins out of 13. I bred them together, because me and my uncle own this horse 50-50, Uncle Nose. Hence the name.
Right. I figured.
Yeah, so we bred it with Moana, and we got back a filly.
Wow.
And it was like, it was an A- filly, but it had a lot of stars. And I put up for $400, and someone came and bought it. And I was like, Wow, two parents that never want to race in their life just made me $400. It cost me $10 to breed that horse.
That's just crazy. So when somebody wants to breed with your horse and they give you approximately $50 or whatever, uh, do they take anything or is that all your like does photo finish live? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's a 10%. So basically, the cheapest you can put the horse on the market to breed is $50. All right. So, I'm sorry, 20. It's 20%. 20% marketplace breeding fee, rather 10% when you buy horses and sell horses.
Okay.
Yeah. So breeding, you go here. So whatever the breeding cost is. So for instance, if you want to breed with, whatever, like Silver Oak. Silver Oak is 4,000 Derby, $50. So 20%, you pay 60. 50 goes to the owner of Silver Oak, or 4,000 Derby. And then a 20% goes back the third time. The third time for the next year of the game is taking all that money and redirecting it back to the player base every single month.
Okay.
Yeah. Now again, it's like I think it's like for the 8 months or a year or something like that. But so things will change in the ecosystem when that stops, I think, a little bit. But hopefully by then there'll be so many players that the money is so much. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more money coming through. We don't even notice the difference.
Do you think is that going to be when we have a lot of more players, assuming this happens? I assume if it gets too crowded, they're just going to make more races, right? Like you've been here basically the whole time, so you've seen with a lot of players, or if it's gotten a little slower, or whatever. How does that work? Are they quick to adjust?
Well, yeah. So the way it is right now, it's a handcrafted system that's made before the season based on all the data and the analysis from how many horses are racing, how many new horses are racing, how many horses retired, and so forth. Now, what does happen on the fly is you'll see when you look through here, maybe not at this time of night, but any races that fill. Yeah, it's really no races up here right now, I guess. But I can just go to finished. If you're running like a 5 furlong race and it fills up, what it does is it puts out another copy of it called like V1 in like a similar time frame, with like a little bit different variation on it. So it may not be the same 4 furlongs. It might be raining, whereas the other one was sunny. But just because if it realizes that there's more demand, it will actually kick in another race type, and that's automatic.
Okay, so that's good. I mean, it grows, or I guess it could even shrink. I guess if it's having a slower time.
Well, that they'd probably manually have to do, and probably again. Right now, we're not really going to see racing shrink. And I'll kind of let you in on a little secret. This is for anybody in chat, too. If you want more information, we can talk. But it's... because this really is not financial advice, but it very well could be, I guess. But
it's not, though. It's not financial.
It's not financial advice. It's just me being up late night.
Right.
But here's the thing. It's a no-brainer right now. You can go on Photo Finish. You can buy 6-year-old horses that are crap. They've already hit their peak. People have probably listed them for 120 bucks. And you can sit around all day. Yeah, like 150 bucks for this champion horse, right? Right. This horse will never win anything. But you can sit there and wait for a race that has 3 entrants. It's about to close in like 30 seconds. It could be a $40 race. You have no shot of winning. You could join the race, get back like $75 in crown, so you make like 50% your money,
right?
And you could get lucky and hit the podium in the top 3, and make like another 50 to 100 bucks if the stakes are high enough. Like that's the thing. Like I do it with the small races, like 5, 10, 15 sometimes. But you really could. I'm saying, like, I really should be doing it too. Like, just sitting there for those $75 race entries and just join it to get the crown. Because crown, even at its current price, you still, like I said, you make like 50% of what you paid for the race. Or 150%.
And then you can get lucky being the top 3
for the race. Yeah.
You get 150? Like okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so if the race costs you like $50 to enter.
Right.
There are times you're getting back $75 in crown
Wow.
if there's a 4 or 5 horse field. Now, if there's 10 or 11 horses, you don't want to enter that because then you're going to get back like $22 to $25 in crown,
Right. And now you
and your
put
horse
out more
and your
money.
horse has no shot, so you don't want to do
Sure.
that. But like I said, there's like this little, it's called crown farming, and people are doing it, and the team actually has no problem with it because it stimulates the racing.
Right. And
They're
it
getting
probably
the
doesn't happen
kickback.
that often, right? Like
No, it happens all day.
it does.
It
Really.
happens all
It
day,
happens
every
all day.
day. Yeah,
See,
all
now
day,
I
every
can see
day.
if they would, and they don't. When do they stop racing? What are the hours that they normally race? Just give us
So
Eastern
right
time.
now it's 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
But that we also do after dark. Tuesday and Thursday we race until noon, midnight.
Okay.
But probably within the next 6 months, there will be so many horses that we will race 24 hours a day, 100%.
Is there any automated racing? Like, can you? I think you do that already, right? You just enter the race earlier, and it will just do it, right?
Yep. Yeah, but you could enter the race up to an hour before it closes. So
Okay.
you can't just sit around and be like, oh, I forgot to put, drop zone in a race today. Oh, cool. Let's look. We're streaming. Oh, there's one in, an hour and 10 minutes. We'll stay live and we'll just watch it. Like
Cool.
you could do that. You can't join a race like 5 minutes before it runs. Like that's
It's not even a possibility.
no. I mean, other games have it. It's called sit and go. It's like poker. You join a sit go. As soon as the table fills, you start the tournament or whatever. But I don't know. Most people don't want it. I don't think I want it either. I love the idea of having a schedule. Because for me, like I sit here for, I don't. It's pathetic actually, but I sit here for like 4 hours a day, and I have spreadsheets, and I have like, okay, I'm gonna run this horse today, and then 3 days from now I'm gonna run it here, and then 6 days from now I'm gonna run it here. I plot it out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. That's the
um,
way to do it. Like if you want to, again, not financial advice, but if you actually want to learn how to play this particular game, that's how you do it, right? You kind of watch everything, learn
yeah.
what's going on, and learn some of the special features. Because eventually, are there going to really be that many of the races you could that have 3 people you'll be able to get in at the last 30 seconds? Yeah, maybe right now, but I would assume eventually that's you get enough races that's never going to happen against. This may be a little sweet spot.
Well,
You know,
well, that's the thing. It is the sweet spot. That's why I say like it's almost a no-brainer right now. I'm saying for like even you and Shelby both to like either pick up horses that are already like on the other side, like the 6-year-olds. You can only
Right.
race them until they're 9, and then they auto retire.
right.
But or you wait for the new batch of horses to come out, and you're like, oh, or find horses that are 1 years old, because the horses that are 1 right now can race when they're 2.
Too right.
So and like again, you race them, you put them in, and you just it's crazy, man. I was going over
Because
the
you could
match with
get
my
lucky.
buddy.
Yeah, because you could get lucky, like you said, and just place, and then there you go. Now you've got even more money. You're getting what 150%, and then you could get more if you get lucky, right? Even if they're
Well, yeah,
bad.
you get 150% back on crown alone, exactly. And like I
Right.
said last week, I did that. So the last day of the season, I wasn't even running any of my older horses at that point because I was just over it. I was just ready for the new batch. I wanted to get on to the babies, And I started realizing the crown farming and talking to some other people. And then, dude, I threw all my horses in races, right? And there was nobody racing at that point because that was like the worst we had it.
Right.
But I put all my horses and I was throwing them in like 15, 18, $20 races.
Oof.
And I think I made like $500 that day. I didn't win a single race.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I made $500 in crown, and I forgot to sell it.
Oh no.
And then crown went up 110%. So
you
I
got lucky.
basically made $1,000 for losing with all of my horses in one day.
And forgetting to sell, right? And then that was
Why-
the take.
Well, because you got to take
Yeah.
the crown. So like I said, you'll collect crown, like I have here. Actually, you can't see it; I have it cut off. But you'll collect crown, like this. Yeah, now you see it.
Yeah.
And then you can basically go in and say withdraw. So I withdraw it to my Solana wallet, and I just sell it in the Phantom wallet. I just convert it to USDC.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You basically just accumulate crown, and you're like, I got enough, I'll just sell it. Or you can go into track ownership and
Stake it.
invest it into a track. So like right now I have 10,432 crown invested. So if you do the math on that, at the current price of crown, it's a little over $2,000.
And
So I
you're
have
double
right now.
you're double what you were last season.
No.
As far as
I
investment.
actually
No.
I actually used to have close to 20,000 crown invested.
Okay. Gotcha.
But that's how I bought this beauty right here. Someone actually offered me $4,000 for this horse yesterday.
Is this the one you bought for 2,500 or 2,000?
Yeah, it was like 20. It cost me like 22 and change. Yeah.
Wow, man. That's.
But someone offered me $4,000 and I turned it down.
Whew. Yeah, but I mean, you kind of have a game that you're playing. You know what you're doing, and yeah, maybe it doesn't play out in the end, but you've done so well. You can do.
Well, I'm on a free ride.
Exactly.
So I made sure that I sold all that crown that I bought at like 3 cents,
Right.
and I got rid of it at like 30 to 42 cents.
Insane.
I almost bought that fucking Mustang
Dude,
cash money. My girl was like, "You're nuts."
I know that's Doge millionaire right there, right? Going
No,
from
listen, I felt it was smart to reinvest it
right.
because, like I said, I have an S-class horse, and
Right.
S-class fillies will sell from anywhere from 1,500 right now and up.
It's nuts.
But I also happen to have a perfect match. So you have to look at the stars when you breed. So she's 2.5, 3, 1. So you're like, oh, that sucks, man. She's only got 1. That's kind of weak. Okay, true. But I bought this colt a few months ago when horses were cheap. I only paid like $220 for this guy. Now he's probably worth like $750 himself. But he's a 3-star, 2-star, 3-star. So when you breed it with her, she could potentially pump out. It's going to be a guaranteed 3-star, 3-star. And it could give me a 2, 2.5, but more than likely going to give me a 2. But the bottom line, BE, is that the first time I breed these two together, if it pumps out an S-class filly with a 3, 3, 2.5, that's a minimum per sale price of like 2,500 right now. Minimum.
Not financial advice, but yes.
No, not financial. But it's my
track
finances.
record. Right. Track record though. That's
this is what I'm doing, yeah. But I can do that every month. And you know how much it costs me to breed that?
Man. 60.
$10.
Oh, that's only 10.
Well, no. But I'm paying myself. So remember I told you.
Because you're paying yourself. Right.
I'm paying myself 50 and I'm paying third time 20 or 10 rather.
10.
They're getting the 20% of what I'm paying myself. So every month I'll be able to breed these two together for $10. And if it comes out an S or a filly, I'm looking at, like I said, a minimum of like 1,000, 1,500 at least. And if it's a colt, I'll probably still get 1,000.
Man.
That's what I'm saying. So for someone to offer me $4,000,
we got to get this going.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I figured with us and the syndicate, because like I said, I had to kind of sell my soul to the devil on some certain aspects of my barn. So like, for instance, the first filly that comes out of Grail Mary is actually accounted for, so I can't really do anything with that. I have a filly that I have to do a swap with other people on my Dr. Ruth horse. That's how I was able to get her for so cheap. You know what I'm saying? But I figured, well, I'll make the deals now and pay later.
Right. That's fine. The deal
but
with
that
the
helps.
devil, right?
But that helps us. Like,
right.
Yeah, totally. But that helps, like, because like my uncle's into it, so that helps him. Like I'm able to get him horses. Like now, me and him have English Chanel together, and then me and him now we have a filly. So we breed this every month, and now me and him make money together every month. The same way me and you were
which is really cool. Totally. Now
and everybody can do it.
At 2 they can race. At 9 they're retired, and at 25 they die. So at 9, after they're retired, then that's when you can go full breeding, or you can retire them early. Correct? Is that how that works?
Yeah. So you get like
until
16. Yeah. So you get 16 months of breeding if you retire them at 9.
Okay.
So
but you can retire them early. You can retire them right away, right?
You can retire them at 3. You can't retire them at 2, but you can retire them at 3.
Okay.
So that's what I was saying before. Like I have I have to remember. I pulled up my other window to look at my filters. I'm like, oh, you don't see that. Yeah, because these are the horses I was talking about with the 3 stars going together. I was like, well, you don't see that. Okay, so but yeah, all of my fillies that are racing right now are getting shut down at 3.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like, I have a whole. I basically have a whole. I guess I can show you. I can show this. I guess
You have a system of what you're gonna do. So at 3, you're gonna race them only for a year or a month in this case, which is a year.
So
and
my
then you're
filly.
gonna...
Yeah, my fillies. I'm basically gonna race only until 3.
Okay. And then start breeding.
But I have a. Right, start breeding them because the way I see it, I'm gonna have so many colts coming in the near future that I'm gonna have plenty of horses to race. So why am I gonna like why ruin the fillies, right?
Right.
But
why not breed them? Now, can you? I know you have left turn, right turn. Can that be bred out or bred in, or is it stay in the family, whatever they are? How does that work?
Oh no, for sure. As a matter of fact, a little late night alpha. There's a problem with right turf firm. RTF, right? It doesn't have much speed. So you have to think about it, right? So I'm trying to find my right turf firm horses. Jesus, my barn's getting out of control. Okay, so right turf firm, right? So this is actually one of my best fillies. We actually sold her sister trying to hook somebody up to be nice for $650, and that asshole turned around and flipped it for $1,600 like 2 days later.
Oh, of course.
I was so pissed. But just Einhorn's I could probably sell her for like 2 G's on the spot right now. But she's an insanely good filly that we bred, me and my buddy, with the horse we own. And this is one of the best horses at the A+ level in photo finish. So the problem is, though, right turf firm has very little speed. So you have to say to yourself, okay, how can we inject speed into right turf firm?
Right.
So speed would be like 4, 5, 6 furlongs, right? Quick racing. Joker, my right dirt firm, is the 8th fastest 5 furlong horse in the entire game. That's Joker. And he gets a lot of love on the market too. So here's the thing though, right? Remember I told you about the stars?
Right.
So he's a right dirt firm. She's a right turf firm. Now the turf and the dirt will fight each other, but the other two will match and they'll play nice. So what'll happen is we'll guarantee 3 stars in right. We're guaranteed 2.5 in firm. Maybe you get the extra boost to 3. But what's going to happen here, and this is the beauty of it, she's so strong at 2.5 on turf, but he's actually weak on dirt. He's only 1.5 stars.
Right.
So what's going to happen is their babies are going to come out at like 3 stars, but she's still going to maintain like 2, maybe 1.5 on a bad roll on turf. So imagine she gets the speed from Joker, 8th fastest 5 furlong horse in the game, and shoots out the best possible baby at 3 stars, 2 stars, 2.5.
Right.
That just injected crazy speed into RTF that nobody else has.
Okay.
So that's why I'm kind of setting up my barn the way I am too. Because most horses I try to go after strong stars, but with a horse like Joker, he actually gets away with it for some reason. I don't know why, but he's so goddamn fast. Oh, actually, I do know why. I can show you. He's an A horse.
Right.
But I'll make this a little bit bigger because you probably can't even see this.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the screen bigger here. So I can't see the chat, but now I can see it. Okay, cool.
So he's an A horse, but if you're getting a good grade on a horse that's an A, it's usually an A+. So like remember the old tickets that we had? The ticket horses had numbers.
Okay, yeah.
So on the ticket that we redeemed to get our horses, it said 333302, right?
Okay.
Now most of the time when you see 3, it's like the best possible version, right? Because it goes from 0 to 3. But look at start. Well, I guess you can't see start on this zoomed in. But start's an A plus. So usually
Right.
when you see a 3 on the ticket, it's going to be an A plus. But in Joker's case, he's a 3, but he actually went up 2 levels in speed. See how it's purple?
Right.
He's an S class, S minus
Yeah, I
class
see that.
speed. That's
Right.
he's probably I think the only one I've seen, maybe one of 2, that have gone up 2 levels in speed from an A to an S minus. So he's injecting a whole new level of speed that A's aren't even accustomed to. That's why I'm saying if I take this into that RTF that hasn't seen speed either, it could blow the fucking doors off like RTF sprints. So
That would
that's
be
kind
cool.
of yeah.
Now
So
I
that's
see
kind of something I'm planning out.
that would be. Now I did see in there about injuries, and I know we've never talked about that. It didn't look like there were any. Once you get an injury, does that mean it's like you're turning it into glue, or you
Uh,
okay? How does that work?
well, so injuries are new.
Okay.
And the problem with injuries is that horses or people are joining their races and not realizing what they're doing.
Right.
So the original horses can never be injured. You can
Okay.
only race them once every 20 hours, but they can never be injured. All the new horses, you can race them every 20 hours, but from the 20th hour to the 24th hour, they're recovering. They don't run.
Oh.
They don't run full performance, and they have a slim chance of getting injured. Now, at 2 years old, it's very, very small chance. But at 3 years old, it gets bigger. And then, 2 and 3, it's very minimal. And then 4, 5, 6 starts to get worse and worse. I think 6 is when it gets bad. So you really want to race your horse when he's like 100% full. But check this out. This is really fucking sad. The best horse, not just my opinion, most other people agree. The best current horse in photo finish
Right.
actually got injured.
That's. They were.
But
probably
here's the
crying.
thing.
Right.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It won't affect the horse on the track. Like, it's not going to make him a worse horse. Not going to make him slower. He's not going to re-aggravate the injury.
Right.
But for the entire life and the entire bloodline of this horse, he will always pass down this injury in like a genetic gene.
Are you kidding me? And it says exhausted there too, because it's recovering.
Right, so that means, yeah. So
Right.
when you race, it's like it's red for 20 hours.
Right.
Then it's orange for 4. And then it's green when you're back to normal.
Oh yeah,
But-
let me know this because I don't know enough about real horse racing. I didn't think injuries could be passed down. Those are like things that happen in the moment, right? So how the heck?
Nah, I've done some research on this, and apparently there are some things that they will pass down.
Really?
Yeah, it's. Listen, horse genetics are pretty damn crazy, man.
I mean, that
Like-
sounds like cancer, basically, right? You screwed up the cell, and now it's just going to pass it down to the to everyone else. That sucks. But if it was like you said, if it was an original horse, which this I guess wasn't, so
No,
once
this
those
was a
are-
baby, but that's
So-
the problem because this came from 2 S horses.
gotcha. Wow.
There
That
was only
sucks.
there was only like 3 S plus horses in the game or whatever, and this was not only an S plus horse, very rare. It had a lot of stars. It was very, very strong. So, you know what? And the sad thing is, well, the truth is, people will still flock to the breeding
To
market
breed.
to breed with this horse. Like, they
Right.
probably won't care about the injury bug, but it very well could be, horses that get affected by it, down the line.
We got D in the house, by the way. If you want to come on up, if you look above, there's the link. If you want to come on in. And
Oh, D in the
Ronnie,
building? Hey, what's up,
yeah,
D?
Ronnie, come on in. The link's up there.
Oh,
We'll talk about. We're just chilling out here.
Well, that's what I said earlier. Like that's like my prime time. Although I just kind of ruined my sleep schedule for the first time
You were doing
the
so
other
good.
day. I haven't slept, and my girl will tell you. Like, I've always had the most fucked up sleep schedule. Like, I'll be the most normal person. I'll be up at 5 a.m. for like 3 months, and all of a sudden I'm going to bed at like 9 in the morning, waking up at 2 in the afternoon.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. Something happened, man. Like I thought. Oh, I know what happened. I started watching America's Got Talent, and America's Got Talent. They have these acts that they pull at your heartstrings a little bit. They start to get you thinking, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like a real piece of shit. Like I don't do anything with my life to make anybody's life
Mm.
better. Like there's freaking blind 12-year-old chicks out there playing piano, like changing lives, and I'm like, the hell am I doing? I start feeling like a real piece of shit.
I mean, I
But
feel. I mean, all that happened to me last week. I feel like
no, no.
yeah, it was crazy this week and today. Oh my god, this afternoon I'm so tired. But like, I used to be a night owl, and because Shelby Cobra goes to bed, she's got a real job, but she works from home. I She wants me to come to bed, but the problem is, like I like being a night owl. Like this is my prime time. I want to be up, right? I want to be up
Yep.
late at night. I used to, I did it for, I don't know, 40 years. So not 40 years, but 30 years. I was up very late. So it's hard to change, but I love, this is a good time if I get to sleep in, right? And of course, Vivi and screws that up, right? When you have a drop and I got to be up and I got to go work out before the drop, all that fun shit. So,
I know.
but
And that's why I said my girl was like, listen, she's like, ever since Photo Finish went live with their last beta, or the second
Mhm.
beta actually, and that was October, I have been up every single morning at 10 a.m. when the races go live. Every single morning I'm up. Got my coffee, watching the races, and then as of late, we're doing Drop Zone.
Right.
But yeah, man, like, I don't know, the other day I was like 7 o'clock in the morning and I was still awake and I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is like old school, man. I'm like, I don't know. Now I really feel like a scumbag. Dude, I slept till like 12:30. That shit messed me up for 2 days. Like my brain was just like, like you're just doing so good and you mess up. And I was just like
Oh,
down
yeah.
on myself. I was like, man, I'm like, I don't know. It just put me in a weird funk. And plus, I didn't like waking up at 12:30. It felt
It's a
weird. It's like
little
the whole
weird,
day was gone.
especially right, especially when you're used to getting up kind of early. Like I've never like Vivi is totally Hanano's here too. You can come on. You absolutely come on if you want this. The link is up there. I can put it back up. But the man, Vivi really screwed things up for me. I mean, I never would get up that early. And then, they're doing drops every 5 seconds. So if you guys want to come on, here's the link. Mo will let you in. But yeah, these are crazy freaking hours. If it wasn't for Vivi, yeah, I would be sleeping in. I'd be sleeping until noon probably. I'd be up though. I'd be up late at night. So
I don't know. Like I said, I prefer to be up, man. I mean, most people that know me nowadays from like a digital space, they don't really know me. Like they know me as like, oh, I'm always around because I'm always online. But I mean, typically, most people would tell you that I grew up with. Like
right.
this dude was never able to be found. Like I'd be locked away in a studio somewhere, or I'm up at 5 in the morning hitting the golf course, or I'm going out to the charter boat to go out, fluke fishing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do any of that shit anymore. But like that's what I used to do. So like for me now, I'm like, oh god, sleep until noon, or at my worst, I was sleeping until like 2 in the afternoon. I go to bed at like, dude, I was going to
4,
bed at
5
like
in the
no,
morning.
no, I was going to bed at like 10:30 in the morning, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't do that. No, I used to back in college. We'd stay up to like 4 or 5 in the morning, and we would get up about 3:30, and it every day. Yeah,
That is true. They do end at 6 a.m. So why standard time? We'll make it. Hey, listen,
These are-
when we get VBverse access, there will be a lot of just chill streams with, probably not on BE's channel for musical purposes, but on my kick,
Yeah.
I will be doing tons of streams where I'm just playing music. I wanted to talk about it on the stream earlier. And MC said something insightful, and then I kind of went down the rabbit hole, and I think mid sentence I forgot what the hell I originally was gonna say. I do it quite often, but my original point was I was excited because he was talking about like The Sims, and what people again don't know about me is that I have like probably 1,500 hours in Ark. And Ark is like a game where you build houses and you build your worlds and you have like dinosaurs and um, all sorts of crazy shit.
Right.
Um, Speaking of all sorts of crazy shit, late night. Damn,
Oh, okay.
there's actually somebody else awake.
Oh, I guess you finished your little fun trip to the
Mr.
store
Whito.
with his blunt and everything.
Yeah.
Can you puff puff give? Can you?
What up, guys?
How's it
What's going on,
man?
brother?
Not much. I just wanted to come do the hang thing with you guys, whether I talk or not at this hour.
No, yeah,
Oh, shit,
we're
man.
all fried. I mean, totally.
Literally fried, yeah.
Hey, how'd you know what I had in my hand, BE?
I know because your eyes are blank. That's how I know when you're doing your thing, right? Like your soul goes away, right?
Well, no, because right now I'm actually lounging back in the Lazy Boy.
So
my mic,
can't see you. And the
yeah, my
camera
pop
doesn't-
filter might actually be blocking the camera tracking my skeleton.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I realized I tried to explain that to MC earlier. I was like, I did not do a good job of explaining how my skeleton works.
No, you did. I understood.
Yeah, you were just like, it's just a GIF.
Yeah. That's funny.
The basic idea.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like 8 years of knowledge and working in this field and all that stuff or whatever. It's just a GIF.
Right. Exactly. Hey, by the way, Ronnie,
I wish it was only 8.
Oh man, that sounds so good there right now, Mo. I'm gonna have to go grab my thing. What does your artwork sell for, Ronnie? Like your big stuff?
Oh,
Like, how do you?
I'm still even though I'm technically now like 12 years in the game as a professional artist since I've started selling artwork.
Right.
It's I don't have like a price. It's just whatever it seems it should cost, whatever someone's asking me at the moment. And I have to, as a beginning artist who's not popular, when it comes to artwork, you're not going to sell stuff for a high price unless
Right.
people know that you're a little bit famous. And in my community here in Cleveland, Ohio, I've built up a pretty good network now in 12 years. I'm in a couple circles that are high end. I know a couple famous people now that I talk to in DMs on Instagram and stuff. And it's taken a long time to get there though, and I have to make a name. And
Right.
as a novice artist, I have to take whatever work I can get just so I can kind of work off that exposure currency at the moment, and now 12 years in the game, I'm on this year, if you count the stuff that I'm painting for the end of this month's show, if you count that as a mural, because there's so much square footage I'm covering with like these 12 huge paintings,
Right.
you can count it as a mural. But I have 2 of them that I'm going to be doing by the end of this year, and that'll be number 7 and 8 murals that I've painted in 12 years now.
Wow.
Damn.
We just
The biggest one I painted, it's hard to even explain because it's so complex. There's so much to look at because it was such a huge mural, but I painted a 45-foot tall by 60-foot wide rock climbing wall that
Wow.
people climb on, so it's interactive. And it's 2 paintings in one because the entire thing glows under black light when they have their black light nights. And
That's
it's all
cool.
Mario and Bowser themed. It has like the 1982 or whatever pixelated Princess Peach in the tower.
Nice.
And I got Sonic
That's
climbing
sick.
the wall, and Luigi, and I got Zelda, or I'm sorry, I got Link. And it was one of the coolest ones I've ever painted. But that one, if you want to talk about prices, I charged them $10,000 for that.
I mean, that seems like a bar because
But it's not a
takes
bargain
time.
when you think about it, because I'm still working off exposure on that because I have to buy all the paint. And,
Right.
that was probably for that mural around $1,500 in paint
plus time, right?
plus time. And it took me 30 days, basically, an entire
Oh.
month to paint that mural. And that's 6 days a week, 10 hours a day.
Right. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. It's, to me, that sounds like it's cheap, right? Because like you said, the paint itself, the time that you had in there. But I understand you can make money off of it, but hourly it's
And
not
you
gonna-
got to think about the hours I don't get paid now as an artist, because I can't really tell people, hey, you got to pay me for my time to just come up with the design.
Yes,
because
exactly.
then now we're adding like 200 hours. Sometimes the one thing people don't understand in the art world, especially nowadays with modern artists, there's a lot of time up here spent.
Right.
Some people might think a painting when they commission me one it takes like 6 months or 8 months to get done. It really isn't. It might take me 30 days to paint a painting if I actually go in and do like a 9 to 5 job every day, time on the piece. But
Right.
it's the time that I'm not working on it as an artist, I'm thinking about it. The
Totally,
stuff
I
that I
agree.
don't have done, I have a painting that's been sitting there for years. I think about it every day. I just can't finish it, but it's up here every day. So that's time spent. That's just
Right.
free money that is being printed for them, thinking about their artwork every day when I wake up, go to sleep until it's done.
So are
And
you
that's
taking
go
so
ahead,
like
sorry.
a lot I was sorry, like you taking a lot of people don't know like some of the richest like Shaker Heights. I don't know if you sell stuff up there. That used to be the richest city in the country. Like a lot of money.
It's one of them. You
Yeah,
gotta
not anymore, but it's still
yeah, it's
very
got a bad
wealthy.
side to the neighborhood too.
Yeah, that's right. But like you taking your stuff out there, Pepper Pike, all those places, and getting all the
You know what? I'm not really big on that. I'm not the best marketer for myself. That's another thing people don't understand with and I'm an independent artist. I'm a lone person. I don't have, yeah, do have this network of friends, but they're all also doing their own thing, and they've been doing their
right.
own thing for years. The best thing I could do is use them as role models and ask them for knowledge every now and then when I hit a dead spot in my knowledge. And
Sure.
I lost my train of thought, so we're just gonna have to move on.
No, but that's cool that you're doing like you're actually doing something that you love, right? Like most people
Yeah,
don't get to do
I definitely love it. I'm a little bit of a prick about it in a way,
that.
because people ask me how I do it, and through years in school, people didn't even really see me as an artist growing up, so it's like this huge surprise. And I always, give all mad respect to the mushrooms that made me an artist, but that's a whole nother podcast. I
Right.
can talk about that for hours. Uh, but
But
I definitely do. I love it, and I'm not getting really paid for it, but I do have the luxury to have the people around me, my family, my brothers, my mom, that allow me to do this full time. And the money that I do bring in goes to helping everywhere that needs to be helped with bills or whatever, whatnot. I'm a
sure.
very broke VV NFTer.
Right.
I just happened to get in. I saw a video. I got in. I put a couple bucks in. It was during when they started doing the golden moments drops. I got a couple of the golden moments in the
Me
beginning.
too.
I was like, oh, cool. What's this thing? I got I think it was like 410. Wally was the first golden moment I got.
Oh
And
wow.
I sold it right away. I knew nothing about NFTs really. I was in it a little bit in like the Wax blockchain and shit.
Right.
But with the Vivi stuff, I was a new guy. I got a cool collectible. I went on the market. I saw the prices. I floored it. I was like,
I
cool,
did the same thing.
I'll pay
Right.
$400, and then these fucking things skyrocket.
Right.
And
Totally.
I still
Thousands.
don't understand, and I'm still working on it now. Like, this is why I'm in everyone's streams. I'm a neutral thinker. I like to I'm not a Democrat Republic. I don't have team mentality. I'm team human all the way, no matter what. I don't care if you're bad, good. I'm team you, right?
Right.
We got to help each other really. And um I don't know. Yeah.
No, I agree with that. So I did the same thing because that's about the time I started, and I got a rebound on the C3PO. I had no clue. I just noticed that weird things were happening after the drop. I wasn't listening to Vault or anyone else. And I
Yeah.
just sat there and I just kept on going. I must have gotten lucky. I got it. And of course, that got up to 5,000. What is it at?
Yeah.
$150 now? And I'm like, oh, this could reach 100,000. And now, yeah.
And then I started promoting in a little bit. I did have that money that I bought that I sold to Wally for, and I started buying collectibles I thought I liked and I was cool with. And that's when I started picking up like the OG Devil Bunnies, because
Totally.
Ronnie Lito's a red rabbit, so I had to have a red rabbit.
Absolutely.
It was the first one in the app. And so I had to have that collectible, and I bought a bunch of cool stuff, and it went from there for me. I've since then I've only put in probably I'm probably lying here, but I'd say around $600 over the 3 years. I've dumped in, $10 here, $20 here, just to put some fiat in there and start collecting.
Right.
And since then, I've been doing the flipping game, and I keep what I love, and I definitely flip what I think is garbage to me. And that's what I do with comic books. Unfortunately, I'm sure there's a bunch of comic book people that would hate me for saying this, but I use comic book drops to fund my collectibles that I want.
But that's
So
okay, right? 'Cause
whatever
everyone
comic
has their
book I
thing.
get, I used to have like 80 comic books and they were worth like $80.
Right.
So I was like, man, I'm just gonna take this $80, sell them all. And that's when I bought in at the Miles Morales. That's at $236. It's probably the best collectible that I've invested in since.
Oh, for sure.
That's the only one that's actually appreciated in value in my wallet, really. Besides the Hawks and stuff recently. But I just got lucky on a couple of those drops. But that's what I do, and my goal now is to watch the Spider Hams drop down to below 20 gems and start stacking them whenever I can, because I just fucking love that character.
Well, that's what's cool. Like if you find something you like, especially if you get it at a good price. I mean, that's what I do. I flip. I mean, I remember I don't remember what comic it was. I'm like, oh my God, I got 1111, like, which today, I know what that value is. And I'm like, oh my God, it's selling for $7 on the market. The normal one, I'll sell this for 11, and it sold instantly. And that's before I even knew the value. I'm like, oh my God, I could get 150, 200 gems for that.
So when I miss opportunities like that, my brain starts going, what the fuck did I do wrong? Right. Why is that? Why did someone else know and I didn't know? So now I have to know. Too. So how do I know? I have to go watch everyone in the community that's outwardly, publicly speaking about how they do things. Everybody, Mo, you, OG Ball, Kid Arcade, Collectibles, Sleepin', everybody. I watch all the videos as much as I can because I'm a sponge for entertainment and television. So I could talk about TV and movies forever. We can have an entire 48-hour stream about TV and cinema. But that's just like one of my super hobbies. But I watch everybody, and I now that I'm gaining all this knowledge for this stuff, and I use this, I try to pick up little pattern recognition things and start making my plays that way. And now, with the pattern recognition, we now know this is a flippers market at the moment. So the best thing kind of to do with most of the stuff, because for as many streams as I watch, Superstar Money, all of them, their breakdowns, everything, everyone's price predictions. You go into the Discords, you see hundreds of price predictions. If you can do quick math and averages, you can just look through those really quick and start going, you know what, right now, everything you get, you have to sell as soon as you get it, because you can just go get it for lower hours later. There's just no way around that. There's not one collectible right now that like really pumps, and we see these these quick pumps, because people FOMO in, but that's all we see. And not for 3 years now, I've seen that on all these platforms. That's just fake to me. That's a faux pump. So I know that now. And
oh yeah, they're totally fake pumps. I mean, I just know, like, I'm a pretty decent sniper flipper. I mean, I've honed my skills. I know what to do. By the way, I don't have fiber where I am right now, but whenever I go to a place that has fiber, like internet, that's where I do my best sniping. You want really fast. Yeah, you want the low ping. You don't like not too low, which I don't understand why. Like if you like not one, but you want like 3, 4, 5. Like that's where I normally do the best sniping, because otherwise Vivi will just kick you off the app all the time. If you
I get kicked off on so many apps because I've even been questioned on people's streams if I'm a bot because I'm good at trivia and shit.
Oh yeah.
And I in the beginning, the first couple of years, it was really cool. I never showed my face or anything, so like people were just like, "Who the fuck is this guy? And why does he keep winning all my shit?" And that, as a broke guy, I take these collectibles and stuff that I win and I flip them. I need money, so. A lot of these collectibles I've made probably over $1,000 in giveaways the past few years off from.
I've seen you. I know. I'm like
Waza, from Discord, from all. I mean, and all this utility with all these free NFTs I keep winning. This is just my game.
You're on the keyboard though, right? Like I'll be on there and
Oh,
I'll be
yeah.
on my freaking iPhone 12 mini.
Oh
And
yeah,
I can't compete, right? You can't,
I mean, I don't
right?
have like
You
the
can't.
best setup, but I got two
It
28-inch
works.
monitors.
Oh
I
yeah,
have
yeah,
these
totally.
like 10 or what were they? 1200 by something monitors from back in the day. I had better than 1080p before everybody knew there was better resolution than 1080p.
Right.
But
You have to have that, and that's the thing, having the keyboard.
But
Yeah,
for
I
me,
mean,
and for me, I have a CAD design background. I did that for 20 years, so
oh, okay.
I needed this type of setup. I've needed this for years. The moment I got my second monitor, I was like, damn, this is like an eye opener to how much
Right.
more efficient I can be in my job. I can have AutoCAD open on one screen, Rhino open up in another, and then also I could be watching a Joe Rogan podcast up above on my TV simultaneously. And
Yeah, because when I
yeah.
started Mo's, like, because I got a second monitor, like changed everything. So yeah, definitely. And then Mo has like 30 monitors. So
Yeah, I
he's
need
like,
a
right,
fifth.
you can't ever have enough.
you
Like-
you need them nowadays, and
Yes,
especially
for
if your
sure.
computer can handle it, you need it, man. And yeah, that's how I winch it. I got like I'll open up one tab I'll preload everything before like Kid Arcade stream with all the collectibles in the app. I preload it all up so that when I scroll up the
that's
bottom,
how you do it.
I have a pretty badass. Maybe Mo knows about tech or whatever. Maybe you do too. I have an MX Master mouse. This is probably one of the best mouses I've ever bought. It has this instant scroll. You just like hit the button and just fucking scroll, and it scrolls
Oh,
forever,
wow.
really quick. So like, and I have an eidetic memory. It's not diagnosed like through medical.
Oh my God,
or
you
whatever.
are Mo. You know
But,
Mo has that too.
Yeah, I used
I
to
actually
say
haven't. I
photographic
actually haven't
memory.
tested. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to say photographic memory. Then I started learning, there's like different categories of this, and photographic memory doesn't really exist. It's just like a term
Yeah.
people were using.
Yeah, that's exactly what I told you, B.
Yep.
yeah.
That's
And, so
That's exactly what I said verbatim
self-diagnosed
almost.
I know.
Yeah, I've self-diagnosed myself with that because I'm also a self-analyzer. I really critically analyze myself all day, every day. 12 different tangents a minute, and I don't know.
What, by the way,
Well,
how
it's
much
fun.
do you, yeah, how many gems do you like? I got my gems up to like 4,300. I'm down to like, I don't know, 2,400. I like to keep it really high so I can buy stuff. Do you do that, or you just kind of clear it out and keep it?
What do you mean? You mean me?
Yeah,
What do
like
you mean?
like in your account. I'm talking about just for
Oh,
me.
my account right now,
Yeah,
I got $2.74.
Okay,
or
okay, all
whatever,
right. So
yeah.
you'll load it up and then you'll get something.
Yeah,
and
I had to
sell it.
sell. I bought a bunch of New Zealand stamps when people were flooring them for like $2 or $3, and I started flipping those for like 6 or 7, like
That's the way
200
to
and
do it.
100 mints. And I recently just had to sell. I undercut my own self just to get rid of it. So I had to sell like 6 stamps and 4 comic books just to get enough to go for Pink Panther. Because I don't have the extra cash to just throw in at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing with house money. I
Yeah.
learned that I needed to get a lot of money so I can make big plays. And then I made some big plays, and like, I don't know, 4 months ago, and I've not been able to recover. Like, I was staying at around 4,300, 4,200. And
Yeah, I don't need any of those special like VV analytics to like pattern recognize my vault. That every time now I buy a new collectible, my vault price goes down. So like
right.
it's like I buy a new one and the vault goes down. Like, how did I buy more and my price went down? And I'm like, what the hell? It doesn't make
It
any
happens.
sense.
Yeah, my
it
mini
makes
map.
total
True.
sense, but because
I've
we
got
know how
that.
the market's working. But it's just odd to see that. Like, man, I shouldn't keep buying stuff and keep losing money every time I buy.
Right. We're like fools, right? We keep being told the same thing, don't do it. And we're like, oh, but this time will be different. I'm just gonna go for it.
Here's
right?
here's why I don't consider myself a fool in a sense. On that note, because for me, for years now, I just take money out of the equation, out of everything. I hate money. I think it destroys everything. It skews conversations. It skews points of view. It skews friendships. Like, it's just I just hate it. I wish we can eliminate it. Just like I wish we can eliminate eating and shitting. Just I'm
Right.
doing it every day. I'm sick of being. I'm sick. I hate doing the same thing every day. That's what I hate. I like learning something new every day. I'm one of those guys. I gotta watch a 3-hour podcast every day. That type of shit. But man,
It's a good way to live. I mean, no, I agree, and it is like my problem is, and I know Mo likes to keep the stuff in his account. I do that's the special mints, and I think they're super special. I like to collect last mints. I don't normally do the first mints or 41, but I like last mints and special mints, and I'll just say I'm just going to keep it, and that's my problem. And I've made mistakes. The other day I sold a R2D2 animated 275 and I floored it. I was in profit. I'm like, you know what? I got to take some profit now to keep my account up.
Yeah.
And that's my key. Like as long as I can make profit on it, sometimes I'll get rid of stuff I don't want to get rid of. But if I make a profit, I'm like, let's just do it now. I can see an opportunity and I take it and bring my account back.
See, for me as a self-diagnosed creative, all the collectibles I'm mainly buying right now or collecting they're animated. So I have like plans to like make cool stuff with many animations going on simultaneously inside the vaults or the showrooms or the VBverse. That's what I'm waiting for. Like right now, I have a couple creative ideas to use with my collectibles, and I cannot do them right now. My brain is above what the app can handle. So I'm waiting for the VBverse because I want to start making sculptures and stuff and using the lighting to create shadow art. And I'm trying to get graffiti paint in the app right now. I'm in talks with like the Discord all the time. I'm always like seeding the minds of everybody. Like, hey, let's get some paint or something so I can go in and someone can like commission me maybe some VB gems or a collectible. Hey, come to my VBverse house, Ronnie Lido, and paint me a mural on the side of my house with some graffiti paint. However, there's a couple ideas that I heard from Brock. We all kind of know Brock, I think, right? The guy, the legend Brock, or he does like feces or whatever.
The feces.
Yeah, he started mentioning a couple things about how we possibly have that ability right now in the VBverse. It's not really technically spray paint or anything, but there's some possibilities along those lines right now, possible.
Now, can you take like your animation now, like do a screen record, then like rotoscope it on Adobe and do something like that, or
Oh, I don't even take it to that level. I haven't done anything. I won't do that until it's a lot easier or efficient. There's no way. Because that makes it hard. Anything on the phone, I just suck with the phone. I need a mouse and a keyboard to do things. That's how I've worked for years. I can't do these. I can't joystick, so I can't play console games. I've been out of the console playing video games for so long, for decades now, that my thumbs don't know how to look up and down. It's not how my brain works. I need a mouse to look up and down, or WASD. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because I'll play with friends like Call of Duty or something back in the day, and I get in the game, and also I'm basically doing this. Like, look at my camera. I'm just walking around doing this.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, is down up or up down?
Yeah, yeah. So like in the 3D world, the way most 3D modeling programs are kind of set up, it's opposite of the way video games work. And like later on, they allowed that in video games where you can switch the axis or whatever.
Yes, exactly. I have to do that.
But they didn't have that in the beginning. It was always like left went whatever the I don't know what it is. It's almost like it's a muscle memory thing. I can't even think about it.
I'm like you, depending if you're older, like now I don't even know because I haven't played video games in a little while, a couple of years. But yeah, I do what everyone else doesn't do, like up, down, whatever it is. So it's weird if I go on a controller, like my son's controller. Yeah. If he sets it, I got to set it the other way.
Oh yeah, so, yeah. I have a brother who's been playing games for his entire life, like he's gonna die the next day if he can't play all the video games. And he used to. I have a great story. Like, he's really good at games. He's so good that one year he fell off his bike and he broke his good wrist, right, his dominant hand wrist. He had to play video games. There's no way around it. So he learned really quickly how to use his mouth and his tongue and his other hand, his less dominant hand, to control. And we were playing, he would kill us in 007, the 64 version.
Oh wow.
And all these other games, he was just dominant. It didn't matter whether he had two hands or not. He just loved playing video games. He had to quickly learn and adapt.
Yeah, that's
Insane.
crazy.
Sheesh.
I can't do that. By the way, are you going for the did we talk about this earlier? Are you going for the Batman one? I forgot. Do you have the cowl?
I'm gonna go for the Batman one. I do not have a collar or anything, and I probably a couple months ago sold my Harley Quinn box.
Oh no.
So when I saw that again, I was like, damn, that's the second utility they added to that box. And the first time they added something, I went and bought the box again that I got for free in the beginning because I sold it in the beginning too. So I'm like, fuck, and I hurried up and got it and got the screenshot. But this time around they announced it. I was like, damn it again, like that stupid $3 or $6 box I could have had.
What is that? What is the box? So I got one for free with a cake or something. Is that it, or did it have to be Epic or what? The Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it's whatever. The ones with like the cupcake and stuff coming out of it.
So that does count. Oh wait, hold on. I'm checking my account right now.
It's all of those. It's all of those from that set.
Oh yeah, Tricked Out Treat, that one.
Yeah, as long as you were holding one of those.
Oh, so Mo. So I've got that, and I've got. So am I going to be able to go for two?
They gotta limit you one per account, I'd imagine. But yeah, we should be able to get. You'll get 2 shots to go for it.
Two
So you should be able to
shots.
go for it at 9:30 and then 10 o'clock.
All right, man. Finally, something's going to pay off. Maybe.
Yeah, the
Well-
only DC drop, Palm drop that I never got was the first one, the first Superman.
Of course, the one that
Because-
everyone wants, right?
Yeah, we didn't know the tab gate and all that shit. And so that's every other drop after that, if I went for it, I was able to get it, even if I had no money or not. I was just for practice. I was like, I get in every time. So I'm hoping to get in this time as well, using my techniques of like 52 tab gate or 54 tab gate I use, because I use 2 on my phone as well. But I hope it works. I hope it's enough, because I need some cash. So
Yeah, I was just saying I need this to pay off. The only legendary I ever got was the Wonder Woman number 204.
yeah, I got one legendary and I'm still holding it. It's the Gym League cover of the Dark Crisis.
How many were in that one? Was that
I don't know, but there's only like 14 on the market, and it keeps going down less and less like every week. Like it used to be 17, now it's down to 14. I have mine for sale for $5,000. I have a very low mint number. I think it's like 20 something. I'm just waiting for somebody to want to pay for it. It's the only one I won't sell. It's the only legendary I pulled. But what I mainly do with like a lot of these projects, so like I like BB the most out of all of them, and I condense my funds that I get from other projects back into the VV now. So like I sell all those top stuff I was mentioning earlier. I know every time I make like a $10 or $15 sale on eBay, I take that money and I used to dump it back into tops and try to pull for like epic cards and stuff. But now I take that money and I put it directly into VV or something, and I just have $15 more in VV. So that's what I like to do. I like to pick a cool project that I'm really into, right, where I can see some possibilities for my creativity to come out, and that's where VV comes in the VV verse. And that's all my funds just directly go back into that. Now that's my investment. Is that one mainly? I'm in HRO and stuff, but I win so many giveaways over the years with HRO that I've completed common to legendary chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3,
wow.
Dawn of DC, and I have 2 Pioneer cards. I have a bunch of other stuff, and I've barely opened packs ever.
I was to say I've got one Pioneer card. I still have the hybrids, and I've never scanned them in. But I never got lucky and got like the misprints or any of that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I won another Pioneer card today from Kobe's channel. So
of course, yeah, he's always got that. Now, just real quick, because I know you're talking about the top stuff. So I talked about how I just did the Star Wars. Like, so you're saying that stuff's worthless. But like I got a couple cards like epics, like one there's only like 175 on the market. Is that they're still not worth anything? And I can't.
No, they will be worth something. And now that NFTs are a bigger thing, the tops digital trading cards have died down from what I've noticed, because my sales have died down.
Okay.
But the high dollar versus your investment on the app, because like for instance, I'm collecting coins every day on those apps. I'm not really putting money in. It's just free coins they give me.
Right, that's what I do.
I siphon coins from them, and I used to play like extra phone games to get coins. And I would pull a couple epics and I'd sell them for $20-$30. I have a pizza night for the family. And
Exactly.
that's what it would fund me. But I've never been able to make any money off Star Wars, Disney, or Bunt.
Man.
Bunt was cool in the beginning, but then then Topps came out with NFTs with the same type of cards they were bringing out in that app. So those pretty much went to like zero. Like nobody's buying those really on unless you have like the really high end cards. But Marvel, because of the artwork is impeccable on that app. There's so many artists that we don't even know about painting and drawing stuff for the Topps Marvel app. I mean, we're talking about probably millions of cards now of art from people we've never seen before, and it's beautiful art, and the cards are lenticular. I've known all these names for years and these gaps.
Right.
And but those are the ones I still sell. I complete sets, rare sets, super rare sets, and I get the trophy and I dump them online for 10-15 bucks, and I let it wait. And people, they're collectors, they come in and they want to buy this stuff. So every once in a while, as I just sit here, I have like 50 things for sale right now on eBay, and I get someone comes in and spends like 50 bucks on my site, and then I got a pizza day, or I can all of a sudden there's a cool drop coming up, and now I got 30-40 bucks I can put in the app to go for the drop I like.
It starts to add up for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm just looking. I'm looking at my Palm stuff. Because I was just looking at my Star Wars stuff. Like I said, I got a few 3 epics and one. There's only 175. It's sold out. I'm like, that should be worth something, but probably not.
Yeah, it depends on the card. You could probably get $5-6 for it, but you're also going to have to wait for someone to come and want to get it. But the best part about it is there's no money for shipping because it's just transferring.
Exactly.
So
right.
It's the best deal ever. It's $0 for shipping for you and the participant,
right,
or the buyer. And the main thing I do now with these other apps is you do cross trading, which I think is what everyone's like always hyped up about for like interoperability with all of our stuff. You could do cross trading, and that's what I do. So I take my Bunt and my Star Wars and my Disney Topps cards, and I go on there and I tell them, all my entire collection for Marvel. And people start, they send you trades. I want these 9 cards from Disney, and that you go over and you go, well, I want these 9 cards from Marvel from you then. And then now you cross trade. And since I sell my cards, it's just a win-win for me. Like, hey, thank you for the 9 cards. Now I completed the set. Now I just made $10 in the near future.
I gotta go start playing that game. By the way, I was just looking at the Cows.
This shit. A lot of this stuff is an all-day thing sometimes. Like,
I believe it.
No joke. It's a legit job, whether anyone looks at it that way or not. Whether you're just sitting on your ass being a loser, looking at your phone. I'm not someone who I don't like to waste my own time or anyone else's time. So anything I do, even if it's just simply watching TV, I analyze TV shows and I look at the background and I look at the colors, and I use that eidetic memory, and I remember clothing, and I like that pair of shoes, let me look that up. It's all knowledge to me, and if I'm not learning something, I'm wasting my fucking time. That's all I know. If my brain's not going, whoa, shit, I never seen that or heard that or seen that, blah blah blah, it's a waste of a day for me.
Like for me, like Vivi, well, I used to do this all the time where I'd like sit on the market and snipe it and watch a documentary in the background, have a couple things going on. That's what I like to do. That's the kind of fun stuff. But I was just going to say real quick, because Mo and I were talking about this the other day. We saw that the Bat Cows got down to 330. They are now back up to 400. So that's interesting. I wonder how long you can get these until, they've already taken the snapshot, right?
Mo? No, they set up until the time of the drop. So yeah, they're leaving it open.
Interesting. So
yeah, I don't know if that's true, because I wasn't able to buy the Harley Quinn trick or treat box or whatever, because the snapshot's already been taken for that.
The Harley Quinn snapshot was taken, yes, but the Bat Cow set on there. As long as you own it or purchase it by the time of the drop, you'll be eligible for the allocation of that.
Okay.
Well, that's why they went up, because people probably didn't know when we looked the other day.
But yeah, you're right, because the Harley Quinn for sure. But that's why I went back and read the email, look at it again. But
gotcha. Yeah, fingers crossed we all hit, man. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm hoping.
I see Bruin 88 is on there. What are you doing up? He's asking, what are we doing up? Hey, so what do you guys think? Let's just all go in together and we'll get to, like, I'm afraid I'm not going to get this thing. right? Like I got what 40% chance and a 10% chance. Right?
Yeah,
Now
don't
that
be
I know
afraid because there's probably a big chance you're not going to get it.
I know, right? There's probably 100% chance I'm not going to get
Yeah,
it.
so
knowing my luck.
totally wipe out the idea that you're gonna get it, and you won't be displeased when you don't get
Right,
it.
exactly. It's I already know the most horrible results, and if I get
Yeah,
it,
just
awesome.
just know that because someone was saying something earlier on Hinano's channel, and there goes my train of my man.
I get it. If you're smoking, that's what happens to me all the time.
I hate apologizing all the time for it, but man, my fucking brain. I have
Hey.
this thing where like 12 things, 13 things go on with every word that's said with you and me, and my brain sometimes gets so sidetracked. It's not even funny. I start coming up with images like, oh, that's a good idea for an art project. Like, fuck no, you're having a conversation, dude. Focus.
That's good. You got to just have a pen and paper next to you all the time so you write it down. I'm
Oh,
like
dude,
that too.
I
I'm
have
always
grease
thinking.
pencils. I write on my glass table and stuff all the time. Yeah.
I'll
write
text
everywhere.
stuff. I'll think of an idea and I'll text something. Like I do that with like business ideas. I'm always coming up with stupid shit, and I'm like, "Oh, this would be smart to do. Let's buy that .com name," and then
Yeah.
I'll just go do it. And then I never do anything with it. But yeah, I always am doing that. Well, I'm just excited now that I found out that the Harley Quinn box that I have actually counts. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, cool.
It's not going to happen. But Mo's going to get a freaking legendary. I just feel it. I feel it in his bones that you're going to
God,
get it,
it'd be
right?
nice. Just give me this.
Is
Give
this
me
the moment
this
where
or
I'm
give-
supposed to say, well, if there's anyone that deserves it, it's Mo?
Right. Right.
No,
exactly.
no, we all know I don't deserve it, and that's fine. But I should, man. Like I said, I've never. Every time I get a comic on freaking VV, and I've never gotten the good ones. Even the shitty comment of AF-15, nope. No good comics.
I just
I
can't
think-
believe it.
I didn't even
I-
get Thor on the drop. I don't think. Well, I got some of the recent ones, I guess. I got the Punisher.
The
I got
VV
Ultra
was
Rare
the
on that one.
VV logo, though. Yeah, I know that's not a comic, but that was a pretty good
That was a good hit.
$8 to $3.50 or whatever it's at right now.
Yeah.
No, you got to give me at least 1,500 2K to get
Oh,
that in
really?
my hands. Oh yeah.
Well, I told you I've got my last mint. I'm never selling. I'm not selling my 777, but I will sell my 550.
Well, I didn't
And
have a good mint, but I don't care.
it doesn't
'cause
matter. It doesn't matter.
VV
Yeah.
VV is so handcuffed by having to announce drops and all this weird bullshit they got to do.
Yeah.
Their logos have none of that attached to it. So they're gonna
Yes,
blow.
exactly.
They're gonna blow the freaking doors off the whole thing with their own utility, and they'd be like, "Well, we can't really do the gold and other logo because that's too rare." So they're gonna use the Reddit. They're gonna use the SR. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna be the one like, "Oh, whoever's got this, get access to this, or we
I'm
airdrop
hoping.
this."
I'm hoping. That's why I bought two. One to sell, one to keep.
Whatever
Yeah,
they
that
airdrop
was-
me, I just sell it immediately.
Yeah, that the logo drop was one of those drops where I'm not someone who gets angry too often. As you see, I have a hard time even to not smile when I'm talking. I'm so goddamn happy to breathe every day. But man, when I did not land one goddamn logo that day on drop, I was like, what the fuck was I here for 3 years every day for? Like,
I
you
didn't
couldn't
land
give
it.
me
I
an
bought
$8
mine.
logo. What
Yeah.
the
I was so pissed because Mo got it. I didn't get it. I had to buy my two SRs. Of course, I paid out the ass for the last mint. But
yeah,
feel-
I bought into the Ultra. It was the best I could do at the time. I sold some collectibles. I didn't want to just because I'm like with Mo, like they're gonna blow the goddamn doors off with these
Right.
VV logos one day. I mean, the VV logo colors match the colors they use on certain drops to match the back. Like, there's got to be
Exactly.
something attached to all this stuff. The one thing I do notice with this app or company is they don't do anything just to do it for fun. Like,
Yeah,
they're-
just a
like they
reason.
don't just nilly-willy go, oh, we're just gonna make a bunch of colors of logos and do nothing with that. That's bullshit. Everything they do is Easter egg, man. Like,
Yes.
they go on a stream. They have the ability to set up a different background every time they go on stream. It's never the same background or the same room they're in. I'm like, man, like they drop Easter eggs left and
Yeah,
right.
they're teasing us
up
all the
them.
time. But they
Yeah.
already said that these logos were going to have something attached to them, some utility. We just don't know. Like we know what there is for the epic, the gold one
Yeah.
everyone got. But
Sometimes I think though, just like in some good TV shows, they don't know how the ending is going to be
I
until
agree.
seven episodes come out first, and then they go, we have an idea now for it. Even though they've been telling us they have an idea for it, and they do have plans for it, but they don't know the big plan. And when they get that aha moment, they'll drop it on us, and we'll be like, damn, they had this plan the whole time. No, they didn't. Maybe they didn't, and it just came to them yesterday.
But you're totally right. I completely agree.
Everything is a plan. Everything is a plan in that app.
They know they're going to. Now, just out of curiosity, I've talked to Mo. I know a guy that's working. I don't know if you know NFAs, but non-fungible assets.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like regulated by SEC. Just curious to get your opinion. Would you buy into something where you actually owned a piece of something real? Let's say a real Lamborghini, or
I sort of done
Picasso.
that already. There was non-fungible, the rapper VB guy.
Yeah. Oh God,
I bought a piece of his one of his albums or one of his tracks.
Right, where you get 1%. Actually, I was
Yeah.
supposed to get one of those from Vault, and I think he lost the account. I never got it because I won.
Yeah,
a
that was like
sniping
the first
contest.
time I bought into
Yes.
something where I was like, oh, there's like you're talking about, like a little piece of something.
Right. I think, but
yeah.
this would be like real, like a piece of a Star Wars set, like a movie set, or a piece.
Yeah, they
Right.
fractionalize physical
fractionalized
assets.
physical, a Picasso. Like this is, I know this guy that's really, he's actually putting this together, and I've been talking to him, and I just feel like that's like, and you're also going to get an NFT. Like you'll get something to represent what you have, but you're literally going to actually own something. And what I like is it's freaking, it's definitely regulated by SEC. This isn't like somebody can rug pull you. This is like they'll go to jail, right? This is completely regulated. You can have like kind of index funds where you can own multiples of stuff, or you could buy a piece into something. Like I'm excited about it. I think that's a great idea, but I don't know how other people feel. And anyone in the chat, if you want to chime in and let me know what you think about that idea, like, actually owning a real piece of a Lamborghini or something, like, plus getting the NFT.
Right. So that's
Like
like
I said,
owning a
I've kinda done it.
timeshare. It's like a timeshare.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah, and then you could, sell it, keep it, maybe it goes up in
Like,
value.
I'll drive it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You get
Right.
Fridays.
Like I don't know if they're gonna like, and that's the thing, right? Like if you split into 10,000, that's not gonna happen. Or like a Picasso, I know there's just a bunch of ideas with artists too, where they'll sell 50% of the art of their painting, and it may help a museum keep a piece of art there, and you're supporting it, but you also own a piece of it, and it's like a Picasso, and then you might be helping the museum. I think that's a great idea. Plus, artwork,
as far as investments goes, it's a great idea, but fucking museums, by the way. Because that's, the art world. I'm in the art world. The high-end art world is just money laundering. That's all it is.
It's
just rich people own. What's the guy's name? Not Soros, not Fink. I forget the guy's name. He's like one of the guys that owns, like, he's part of BlackRock and all that stuff. He has like a $900 million art collection. It's just like, like, fuck off, you guys. Like, that's not where
they know. I know, but they know over time, right? Like the market goes up and down with artwork, but they know over time that's going to be worth a ton, right? That kind of.
But yeah, having said that, I watch Billions, so I'm very jealous of that lifestyle.
I don't know if I want that lifestyle, but it's fun to watch that type of thing.
I want the people around me to be like, "Hey, Tom, you got $200 you could throw in to make fucking 200,000 somehow." Like, yeah, like,
right.
Where's that friend at? I need that friend.
Right. I want to be like Mr. Beast and give away all my money. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Like you said, I'm not a fan of money. I don't like it. I don't like having it. I have like a problem, and maybe it's from a childhood thing or whatever, but it's like a PTSD thing. But every time I try to save money, it's always happened. It just ends up going somewhere else I didn't plan on. So I never save money. I get it. I get rid of it. I'd rather be poor and have no clothes and just enjoy my life than to worry about $20 or $30 every day. Like it's just
Most people,
I'm sick of it. I'm one of these guys. I'm not like a conspiracy guy or whatever, really, even though they exist. But like
right.
I'm off the grid, so to speak. I'm on social media and stuff, but I don't play these American games.
Well, and
I don't buy into the 9 to 5 sheep lifestyle. Like you got to have kids, you got to get the house, you got to get the car, you got to have insurance. Oh, where's your health insurance? I haven't gotten sick in like 20 years. What the fuck do
knock
I
on
need?
wood.
Like I don't need health insurance.
Huh.
My whole goal is to go until like I'm at least 60, 70 without needing to step into a hospital. And so far I'm on 40 years of never having to go to the hospital.
That's
So,
awesome. I wish I could say that. I am not.
yeah, I'm
but
one of
yeah.
those guys, and I got proof. I liked school. I wasn't somebody who was like, I hate going to school and I hate being in class. I loved it. Because from an early age, I just liked learning cool shit. And
Sure.
I always say that my parents didn't teach me and my brothers that sick was a thing, because even if we got a sniffle or something, it was like, go to school, like you're not staying home. So and it just ended up becoming, building your immunity and just going to school and not getting sick. And I had perfect attendance from kindergarten all the way until 12th grade. When I graduated, I missed 2 weeks in third grade for the chicken pox. I hit every single day of school since. So I just loved it. And I have the merits to prove it and everything every year, man. My mom's
Oh, I
got
was
them
complete
stored somewhere.
opposite.
I used to
I
say
was-
I skipped. We
Yeah,
talked about this the other day. I skipped like my senior year. It was like 476 periods or something like that.
Yeah.
That I missed. Yeah, it was crazy.
I tried skipping once, and it was I had senior prom already. It was we went to Cedar Point for the next day. It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
2 days left of school, whatever it's called, senior cut day. No senior was at school. There's no such thing on senior cut day, right? It was just basically the teachers let you do it, and it was okay. You got 2 days left. Who cares? But my fucking dad heard that. And he's like, where the fuck are you? It's like 7 a.m. You're not here. I was like, I'm in Cedar Point. I'm about to go to Cedar Point with my girlfriend and my friends. It's senior cut day. No, you get the fucking home right now and you go to school. You go to school. And I was like, so I got forced. I had to leave. I had to drive all the way back home, 45 minutes or whatever, and go to school. I wasn't allowed to not go to school.
Yeah, senior
So
cut
you
day
guys
was
are
every
rookies,
day.
man, starting late.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm talking even like when I was a kid in like fucking elementary school, I had fucking a thing with my eardrum, like a pinhole in it from surgery, and I would just play that shit off, bro. You know what was on in the mornings if you stayed home from school?
Price is
got-
Right.
Or you had you had who? But before that, you had Who's the Boss? You
Yeah.
had
Oh, yeah.
Live with Regis and Kathy Lee. You had that show Ghost Rider. Yeah, then we rolled into the good
Ghost
stuff. Then we
Rider.
rolled into Price is Right. The Ghostbusters cartoon.
Oh yeah, I did the same thing.
That was
Oh,
all-
mom, I'm not feeling good. I threw up earlier, and she wouldn't make me prove it. Oh, okay,
yeah.
you can stay home from school.
See, me and my brothers, we didn't get sick. We were unfortunate people who just never got sick. And so there wasn't like oh, you're sick and you got to stay home. We didn't get sick, but there was no sniffles, no flu, nothing like that. I got like a sore throat a couple times in school, and that's it. I never. Kids were always in school blowing their nose. I never understood blowing your nose. I was like, what are you doing that for? Like, I've never needed to blow my nose. The only time I really started blowing my nose is when I picked up doing long form running and biking. And working out hard and shit. That's the only time I started blowing my nose. I was like, oh, where's all this stuff coming from? I didn't understand the sick part.
Totally. By the way, Mo, you're pulling, and I know we got to get going here soon. You pulled up the rally because we talked about this, because this is another company that is doing it, and I believe it's partially owned by the pawn shop.
The Pawn Star guy, yeah,
Pawn
Rick.
Star guy. Yeah.
That's how I originally found out. I love Pawn Stars.
So I mean,
But,
this, do you actually own something on this platform, or?
I was going to, dude. I was going to do the original Batman #1, but it's cool the way they do it because you buy it for your $10 shares or whatever,
Right.
but then when it hits a certain price point, you do a vote.
To
And so like
sell
this,
or whatever.
yeah. So this buyout offer here was approved, Buyout offer of 29K has been accepted and sets the world record for an original iPod. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I
yeah,
remember that. Interesting. So yeah, so I mean, I think it's a great idea, and that's exactly what um the guy that I know is going to be doing. I mean, they're already kind of doing it, but yeah, I think it's a great idea. And so if you all
damn.
agree, then you bought in at 10, maybe you double your money or quadruple or whatever.
Yo, fuck doubling that money.
Wow,
This one
holy
here,
cow.
they made 1.9 million on this. How the hell
Dang.
they do that?
I don't know. That's crazy. We're in the wrong business. We need to set up streaming
Wow.
for Rally and some of these other stuff. Holy cow.
See,
Well,
I miss opportunities like that all the time. I'm always like an hour behind the opportunity or something, a day behind. That I've just learned to just go. I maybe it's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Like
Right.
maybe that's not how I'm supposed to be successful, is by this lottery ticket. I don't play
that's
the
what I said
lottery and
too.
stuff
But
like
then I
that.
said,
I
you know
just
what? Nah,
yeah.
because if you're like me and your brain goes all crazy, you got to hold yourself accountable too and say, "Fuck, you're just not working hard enough. You'll figure it out."
Yeah,
And
you're right.
that's because I remember sitting there when I live in New York, so for me, crypto is a fucking nightmare. So like we can't just buy crypto and put things in our wallet. It doesn't work that way for us. Um, so when like Dogecoin came out, my boys like in Ohio, oh bro, you gonna get this Dogecoin shit? Oh, da 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 da. I tried to jump through jump through the hoops. Try VPN, this and that at the time. I was like, I want to make sure I do things legit and put money in. They're gonna just freeze my assets or whatever. And because I've been audited by the IRS in the past, like that shit sucks when your shit is frozen. But so that's what's going through my mind. Anyway, didn't do Doge, missed out on whatever. He made like 50 grand. And I was like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go buy $100 of that stupid SHIB token right now.
Yeah, I did
Well,
that too.
fast forward 8 months, that would have been what was it, $1.4 million if I would just put $100 in.
I know. I messed up on that.
All I had to do was just put in the hour or two that I wound up putting in anyway to buy fucking Omi. Jesus
Right.
Christ, that's the token of all token I put time into.
How much did you put? How much did you buy? Because I put 600 in. I don't even know where it is.
Wow,
I do
Omi,
know where it
yeah,
is.
probably around 500ish.
Yeah. And it's worth.
But
what,
yeah,
100 now,
that all
maybe?
went to crap. I moved that over to the app a long time ago through the portal.
Oh, I need to
Um,
do that too.
yeah, I've never I don't. I'm definitely not DCA and fucking Omi anytime soon.
No. I own 250 Omi. I won on a giveaway from My Collectibles. That's all I have. So
That's
I'm
the
in
way to
run.
do it. That is the way to do it. Don't waste 600 like I did.
Yeah,
Oh,
unless they come out and go, oh, it's one Omi to like buy a ticket or something. Like, wow, I'm rich. I have 250 tickets.
Right.
But if it's gonna be anything like HRO or anything, they're gonna be like, this is 100,000 points. I'm like, well, I don't even have that. I've been here for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
I
Well, but
guess
that's what
I'm
they were
out.
talking about in the article, right? So like, because I'm thinking, oh, I'll do this and whatever, I'll stack Omi. It's like, yeah, you got to have 25 million just to go for like a land sale or something. I'm like, oh, well, that's only
Kidding
like
me.
$5,000 worth of Omi. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll just pull that out of my ass. Why not? When I saw that, that's when I kind of realized that the Omi game is never going to be for me.
We could borrow some from Randy. He's got a lot.
Nah, I'll stick to the crown game.
I will too, for sure.
Hey Mo,
Hey Ryan, think about it, man. You could buy a track and put your artwork up, man. You got to be if you're a majority owner, you actually get control of what goes up and you can advertise.
Ooh.
is there any benefit to the free horse that we have on that app? Or
Right
not
now
app?
this season no. But you should probably race it and get to learn where it likes to run anyway. Because I think
I did
starting
do
next
that,
season, yeah, well, starting one of these seasons coming up, they're gonna start doing all the real horse giveaways. So for the real money horses. So basically, you run. Like if you look at the free racing, you'll see where it tells you how many points you have.
Mm-hmm. Let me go look now.
Yeah, like right here, it says your current score has a trophy score. So right now, like Heat of Lisbon. So yeah, they'll probably do like top 10. They pay out something, and maybe top 3 win a horse. Or...
When I first got in, before they wiped everything clean and actually went to alpha or whatever they did,
Right.
I misunderstood how it was gonna work. So like I took all those crowns and I was selling stuff on the market or not, whatever they actually Derby it was called.
Yeah.
And I was like making 20 million Derby selling horses. I thought I was like I thought the idea was we were gonna spend that and whatever we kept when they wiped it clean, we kept all that merchandise. I did not know that was not how it worked.
Right.
I-
That they
I
just
kinda
wiped
wish.
it out. I know. I know.
Yeah, I
Oh,
spent
I
a lot
wish.
of time doing that, and I was like, "Oh man, that was a lot of time."
Sorry, I'm sorry. Well, if you had any interest in it, just know that I have quite the barn that I built out,
Yeah,
and I will have pretty decent horses for us to come into either as a syndicate or a group, or if people want to go on their own. Um,
yeah, I've
Yes,
heard you
probably in
talking
the
about
next-
that before. How like you and Vault and a bunch of people like went in on a horse and stuff, and I remember watching you guys like winning a couple races with the horse. I was like, "Oh man, I need to buy in with this thing," or next time they do one.
yeah, yeah. With him going back to work, we don't really do much stuff, so
Yeah.
basically the way we're gonna do ours is a little bit different. It's just gonna be fractionalized at basically 10%. So me and BE will basically own 5 shares each, and every time someone comes in, they basically just take 10% off of us, basically taking us down to 10% for me, 10% for him. With a max of 8 owners. We'll
Mhm.
create a Discord channel with just those owners of that specific horse, and then we can track each horse. Because it gets kind of crazy because you got the money for racing and every month you got to collect fees and blah 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 blah.
Right.
So the way we're gonna do ours is you pay $25 up front. That gets you the horse and a month of racing. This way I don't have to come after people and be like, oh, we need money. You know what I'm saying? This way you're guaranteed for $25. Worst case scenario, you get a crash course on photo finish.
And
Because
you're, and would we
Yeah.
be capped at 25?
No, you could come in for let's say 3 pieces at 10%. I mean that wouldn't be an issue.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, as long
Yeah,
as
keep me
you know,
updated with that for sure. I'd like to
Okay.
just join for fun.
Yeah,
That's
'cause like I
that's
said,
a
this way it's
buy-in
low
price I
risk.
can handle.
That's what I said. I'm like, okay, well, I'll do that, right? Because
See,
yeah,
for me,
totally.
like a lot, I'm like when you were telling me about like, would you like to own a piece of a real Lambo or whatever?
right.
I don't like collecting things. I don't like collecting physical things. They collect dust. That's all I look at them as. Just things I have to clean at the end of the month.
You're right.
And so I don't really like laying things around that just get dusty just for showcasing, just for fun. And it's like, well, what did I spend my money on that stuff for if it's just for show, like in a background or something? My brain can't justify it. But with this digital collecting stuff and this little bit of gambling, like with the horses, I'm kind of into that. So
Yeah, I'm
the
interested
horses
because
are fun.
yeah, and there's like I'm excited because Mo's so good at this, and he's going to teach us all. He's going to teach me as much as you're going to learn and everyone. But like, it has everything. It's got the gambling aspect. It's got the breeding, the staking, and that I'm just interested in that. And the fact that it's NBC and Churchill Down. This is not like just a fly by night thing that's going on here. This is a big project, so I'm excited.
Sorry, I'll do one more risk. I'm definitely faded, but I want to go to 420, so I'm like,
Oh yeah, we got
7 minutes, baby.
7 minutes
Yeah.
for it. Yep.
but
East Coast.
but yeah, that's right. But like I said, the whole point of this, because again, you can come into photo finish right now for like, decent horse.
Yeah.
I don't know, $400, right? But the problem is, people come in for $400. They buy a horse, they have no idea how to race it, right? So,
That's me. Yeah.
but people
I'd have
might
to learn.
want to
obviously.
learn. Yeah, but you'll learn. You seem like a bright dude. You can quickly learn. So if we're coming in for $25, and this is going to answer Abdul's question too. Coming in for $25, you get ownership of the horse or fractionalized ownership. The month of racing, because it costs anywhere from like $4 to $7 early on. Later races can cost $12 to $15.
Right.
But whatever. So figure $25. This way people can come in and say, you know what? Worst case scenario, I can just go buy my own horse now because I actually like this. And I don't want to have just 10, 20%. But at least you understand like what kind of races to enter now. You know what I'm saying? You learn like how to test your distance for the horse. Maybe you get a horse from me and I could, you already know the distance because it's like a brother or sister of a horse that we're already running.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's so many advantages of doing it because That's the biggest problem. People come in new to the game, they get their asses kicked with horses they have no idea how to run. They
Right.
put it up on the market for half the price, and they leave. And someone gets a decent horse or a good horse for a great price, and it just sucks because if they would have just had someone to kind of like show them the ropes, you know, that's why I feel like we're kind of doing this. But
It's
Um,
better to have people that are successful, right? Like we want more people in the space, not people to leave just so we can get a cheap horse. Like we actually will benefit everyone to have people doing well or at least learning the game.
well, but it's also a random crapshoot because
Sure.
you don't. All right, so for instance, like the first horse that me and B owned, BE owned, I'm so freaking shot. I'm not up at 420 nowadays. So drop zone. I mean, listen, this horse is probably going to be okay, but more than likely not going to be a championship runner.
Right.
However, he's got a bunch of stars, so when we shut him down, people might come and breed with him for $50. Maybe one or two a month, maybe a few every couple months, but they can breed for like over 2 years if you shut him down early. You know, so the plan is run him for a month, check the record. Is he worth, running out for another season? Or is he just kind of like put him in a claiming race? Which means a claiming race means somebody can buy him during the race. So you put him up like $150 claimer, and someone can just come in and say, "I want that horse." No matter what happens, they get the horse. You get the prize if you win, but then you lose that horse. Now he has a new owner. Not every race is a claiming race, but it's usually for horses you're like, not too confident with the horse, and I don't mind losing them. But if you only paid, let's say, $200 as a group, or $250 as a group, put them in a 200 or 250 claimer, maybe you each take a $5 hit and you roll another horse. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost just kind of like trying to get back that maximize 90%, get your money back. Or you get a good horse and maybe you get $50, $100 a month from breeding. Doesn't sound like a lot, but over the horse's lifetime, it's like $2,500.
Yeah. Or if you
You
get
know,
a
so-
filly, right? Like
Oh, well, yeah. And if you get
Yeah.
a filly, and then the syndicate, because we could do that too. We could do like a grab bag. So I could take one of my good fillies and just say, all right, $25. I get certain higher class ones might be a little bit different, but we'll see. Let's just say $25. No matter what comes out, it's a syndicate horse. If it comes out a female, we all own a female, which means every time we breed it, we sell it for $500. We all split it. We sell it for $1,000. We all split it. I mean, I sold a baby horse for. I'm still pissed about this. I sold it for $650, and the asshole resold it for $1,600 like 2 days later. Like the horse had that much value. Like the horses are worth money.
And we sold one for 400 twice.
Oh yeah. Volts,
On the
Volts,
Dow, yeah.
Dow. Yeah, they sold a few horses. They sold a few of the babies.
How much does knowing actual horse racing come into a factor with this? A
Nah,
lot?
it's very little now. Very
Okay,
little.
so it's a game then.
Yeah, you don't want to hate
Yeah.
horses. Like if you hate watching horses run around in circles, you're probably not.
No,
gonna like
what
this,
I mean
but-
is like what I'm trying to like think of the demographic that is actually into this. Like what brings the activity into this instead of just going to bet on real horses.
Right.
Oh,
fact-
dude. I mean,
You can do
think
it from
about.
right, and places you can't do it, I guess. You
Like
gotta
how
keep-
like if it wasn't horses, it could just be cars racing on a track. It wouldn't matter, right? Or you think
Yeah,
you
but
think
you're
the
gonna
horses
start.
make it more excitable, I guess, or more.
I mean, so look at
Plus-
my horse names, right? So
Plus you have
Steph's Kiss is
Kentucky
named after
Derby,
my
too.
girl. Yeah, so Steph's Kiss is named after my girl. She had no interest in photo finish. Named a horse after her. Now she's like wanting to name the fucking babies that come out. Right. Dr. Ruth, named after my grandmother. My grandmother's, she's older, she's in a bad mood most of the time. I named the horse after her. Now she's excited every day. She's like, "Oh, how's Dr. Ruth when she running today?" She's
That's
like,
funny.
it makes her day. So that's awesome. Think about this too. Think about I breed these horses out that I'm talking about. Maybe my kids inherit these horses 5-10 years down the road. They're still popping out $10,000 baby horses every freaking month, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's my dad's horses, whatever." It's gonna be talked about from generations because these horses die. You know what I'm saying? But you still will breed out along the way. So Goodfellow will have Goodfellow's kid, and then their kid, and they'll build a legacy of their own. And yeah, man, That's what it's like. That's what this offers that a car racing game would never offer me or most other people I know. It's just like the again because they're horses, so people kind of get attached to animals and naming shit, and
Yep.
you know,
And plus the breeding aspect. We were talking about this earlier.
yeah, the breeding, yeah, the breeding.
The stars and knowing, like, you know, it's like breeding two flowers together and trying to get a trait that you want, you know. So there's other that's why I like this. There's a lot of interesting aspects to this.
Yeah, you can go about it so many ways. You can race, you can breed, you can wager. You know, you could do track ownership, which track ownership, if I'm being 100% honest, probably not the best way to come into the game. Just throwing it out there because there's so many bigger whales. Yep, look at that time.
Exactly.
Let's go. I'm gonna rip another one. But yeah, more racing and stuff like that. And like I said, you can pretty much get horses, enter the right races, even if you don't have a chance to win, and still make money. It's a broken system right now for like another 8 months, 6 to 8 months.
No, listen, you guys suck.
Right. But yeah, this has been quite distracting. BE was like, "Oh, that was fun with D and Hanano." He's like, he's like, "I didn't expect to jump on. I didn't expect to see you on there." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to do another stream?" I was like, "Right now? The fuck you talking about?"
I know, right? I need to start off my week good, just like this.
I was gonna watch 90 Day and go to bed.
I watched that earlier. I won't tell you what happened.
Son of a bitch. fucking Gino and Jasmine, bro.
He's such a.
I'm embarrassed to say, but I'm watching one of the most girliest shows I've ever watched.
Which is?
What's this?
It's called Virgin River on Netflix.
What is it?
Oh, I've actually seen the previews. I got it on the list because I watch weird shit like that too.
It's so soppy, but I'm one of those people that like someone asked me to watch a show. It was a friend of mine, a lady friend, and she's like, "Oh, it's a pretty good show. You should watch it." So I decided to watch it, and I'm one of those people that like I'm a completionist with TV. If I watch the first episode or season, I gotta watch it to the end. If there's new seasons, it's
you get sucked in.
I gotta finish it. But it's one of the worst shows I've ever watched. But once again, it's just knowledge to me. It lets me know what a really good show is now when I see one. You know,
that's a good way to look at it.
Well, that's why I tell people all the time, like, listen. Take what I say with a grain of salt, because my baseline is 90 Day Fiance.
Right.
I don't know if you've never watched that, Ronnie. That show, man. It's like it's the most awkward shit in the world, but it's hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
I heard you guys talking about it a couple streams ago, and I was like, it sounds better than what I thought it was. You know what I mean? It sounds like a hidden gem, more like you think it's gonna be a show about this, and it's actually a show about this.
Yeah, it's some of the storylines you actually may give a shit about. Like some of the people actually are good people and they're actually kind of cool.
Yeah, but it's a reality TV show. You know, like 99% of it's scripted.
Oh, totally.
Oh, for sure.
Or led on. They lead people on to like get in fights and stuff. Hey, did you hear about this person said this to you? And it's like a cameraman saying it to the person. I need you to get angry at camera real quick for LaQuisha.
Good morning, the cast. By the way, Delilah said, "What's the flavor?" I'm on for me and Ronnie, I guess, because PE's on the cover.
Yeah,
I'm on this pink Starburst fried pen kick. Really nice. But
I know Ronnie was having a blunt earlier. I haven't had that. I'm not allowed to. The wifey won't let me have flour. It has
really?
To
what are you allowed to have that doesn't make any sense compared to that? Like coffee and Ritalin and
yeah, right. No, I'm
sure you're on like you're on like workout supplement.
No, he has his pen.
I got my pen. I'm just not allowed to like. She doesn't let me burn it. I can smell it, but then like I got stuff that you can smell. So she's like, I don't really like that. That's the big thing. So
yeah, I'm a green thumber here. So.
Oh, nice.
Been doing it for a very long time.
Nice.
Once again, it's like the off the grid thing. Like I'm not paying for it anymore. There's no fucking way.
Is
you
it
keep
legal?
Promoting my album. I love that.
I know, right? Is it legal there in Cleveland or in Ohio? It isn't. Okay. It is here in Missouri, and I'll tell you what, we never thought it would be.
Yeah, it's so legal almost everywhere. I'm just outwardly open about it. I don't give a fuck. What are you gonna do? Come get little Joe Schmo me? Like, no, you're not. Right. No one's worried about me, man.
It's more like decriminalized, right? Like you really don't get that much.
Yeah, actually, do have dispensaries here now in Cleveland. You know, a couple of them are popping up here and there, but it's actually on the ballot this November to go full legal or recreational. So we'll see what happens.
Like I said, Missouri, you got to understand how conservative we are. I never thought, but like it's a new conservative person, in the state, and they're like, we're making this legal. And
Ohio was always going to be one of the last ones where I don't follow politics and stuff, but I do know Ohio is a very important electoral state.
Yes, it is.
It's not even political, man, because if y'all ever seen the movie Twins, money talks and bullshit walks, all right? And when fucking every state's going broke, and they looked at what happened at, like, California was kind of like whatever, but Colorado in particular, when they opened that shit in Colorado, and within like the first hour, everybody was getting like a max tax return and shit. Like, it was like that was some of the wildest shit. And as soon as that happened, everyone was like, "Oh, yep, legalize it. Yep, legalize it. All right, cool." Even like New York here, it's like I was shocked, man. I couldn't believe they did it.
A lot of these states still have problems though, because a lot of banks still won't take the money.
Right.
So they're basically hiding cash and mattresses and shit in walls still.
Yeah. Well, wait till that bank gets bought out by one of these other major banks that are buying them out that do actually want to deal with it.
Yeah, Killer Mike's going to go and buy all these banks. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Everyone's smart. She's like, you know what? Just make the money off weed. Like, people are going to smoke. Maybe they'll be chill. Maybe they'll stop being fucking douchebags.
Totally.
You know?
Oh,
more than likely we're not, but
the history that was rewritten on sugar and weed, it was insane what happened back in the day, and it worked so hardcore on the minds of the laymen, where they're like they regurgitated every bullshit crap that was told to them for years.
It was alcohol money.
Nicotine, alcohol,
because prohibition because during prohibition weed was, I guess, a little more popular because you couldn't drink or whatever. So but then when alcohol came back, they basically just took all their money and threw it at the fact that like weed's the devil's lettuce and all this bullshit, and that's where everything pretty much came from. So
they made it a race thing too.
But
everything was made out of it.
And then we got Reefer Madness, right? And
but we spent decades fucking getting rid of that stigma. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and same thing with the sugar companies. Like they barely spent any money too. I think everyone that they bought off that was working for the fat companies, I think it was like 40 grand or something. It was nothing.
You mean back in the 70s when they took all the fat out of everything and they just added sugar?
The sugar companies paid for that. And everyone's still to this day, they're like saturated fats, all this butter, and everyone's like, I still see people using margarine. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Do you have margarine? You can put it in your garage in like 100-degree weather.
It
won't do anything. Yeah, and bugs won't eat it. Like if bugs won't eat it,
it's so gross too. It tastes so gross. But yeah, once I learned about that too, I was like, dude, saturated fats, like this is an actual good thing. Totally what the fuck? Like, and as soon as I learned that many years ago, I was eating all the salami I could, all the bacon I could, the butter. I was lathering up grass-fed butter on everything. I was putting it in my coffee. I was drinking butter coffee for years.
I think the Bullet coffee.
Yeah,
coffee is not bad.
Well, the Bulletproof guy was a piece of shit, but
but I'm just saying, like that
Dave
whole
theory.
Yeah.
He ended up spouting off a bunch of bullshit about oxytocins or whatever, and and in your coffee, you know,
He said vegetable oil spread.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, stay away from seed oils if you can. So bad for you, man. All those juices, everyone like, I'm healthy. I drink orange juice and apple juice. I'm like, you're drinking Pepsi. That's what you're drinking.
Yeah, exactly. People don't like.
It's the same thing. So when people get on me for drinking like a 2 liter a day or something because I rode 30 miles on my bike ride, like, you know, I'm just like, dude, leave me alone. The amount of shit you put in your body, you can't even get off the couch without your knees hurting, and you're trying to tell me I can't drink Pepsi. I'm an unhealthy person. Like, no.
Yeah, the orange juice, that is the craziest thing. Like fruit was meant to be eaten with the fiber, right? Like if you're not eating it from the piece of fruit.
Everyone's like, no pulp. Ugh, it's gross. I'm like, well, you were going to not shit for a week. Like, good luck with that. Yeah, you're not supposed to eat 40 oranges in a glass. Your body doesn't know what the fuck to do with that.
pure sugar, pure sugar. Not that I don't like it. No, actually, I don't like.
Oh,
fruit
yeah, it's
juice, but
delicious.
but like soda and stuff, yeah, it's just as bad. And people are like, well, it's got vitamin C. Well, yeah, but it's still bad for you. You know.
The amount of stuff I cut out of my diet like 15 years ago, I started, you know, like I said, I'm self-actualized. Like I'm my worst critic, right? And I just, everything that gave me heartburn, I cut out. I was like, I guess my body doesn't like this. It's gone. Crackers gone. Donuts gone. I have a hard time eating name brand chips now. I don't know what these companies are doing with their food nowadays, but they are cutting corners left and right, and they're just putting a bunch of chemicals and all this shit now. Go eat all the non-name brand foods, cereals, chips, frozen stuff. That's the best tasting stuff ever.
Oh, my broke ass only eats store brand. I got store brand.
Yeah, it's the
Raisin
best
brand right here. I'm about to
tasting,
munch
though.
on this shit.
Yeah, it's like they don't have the regulations like the big food companies have now, that they're told like you have to go like Pepsi cut out like 20% of their sugar or something. Like it's some crazy stuff. Like, just let me drink the stuff that I want to drink, you know, like if I like it, that's on me.
By the way, thanks, D, real uncommon podcast, gave a 420 donation. We love it.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
She must have
I don't
took
know
that
how
from my
entertaining-
account because that's all I had in there.
All right,
How
so let's
entertaining
see
this
here.
is going to be at this point, but
We're 3:30. You guys are 4:30. Holy cow!
yeah,
Yeah.
I need to.
I was gonna say it might be time for me to go
It's
hit the
coffee and
sack.
water for me, and I'm pretty much done drinking coffee for the day. So
Yeah, I gotta go walk the doggy. He's asking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got to take the dog. They already.
He's
shit
like, dude, 2
downstairs.
hours ago we're supposed to go for the shit walk. What are you doing, dude? I'm like, dude, I
Well-
gotta show magic and shit, man. Leave me alone.
Right. Exactly.
oh shit, we didn't even do magic. We were too busy fucking.
No,
yapping.
my hands are all sweaty and shit. I'm
Oh,
all
we're-
tired. You don't want me
Well, it's
doing
all right.
magic, no?
No, we already talked
Yeah.
about. We're doing Skin and Bones talent show.
Yeah,
we're
for
gonna get
sure.
we're gonna get D and Hanano gonna come on and be judges. We have some guest judges, but we're gonna do a whole talent show, and we'll do have you do magic. Oh shit.
It's got a Rubik's cube here. All right. This
Yeah,
would be a
Rubik's
good way
Cube.
to good way to send us off here. Let's see here. I
This is
gotta
a
make
real Rubik's Cube. Does anyone here know how to solve a Rubik's Cube?
No,
I
I'm
do
horrible
not.
at these things.
I have an uncle that can do it in like 30 seconds or 20.
I mean,
minutes,
I've done them
whatever it is.
before, but it was complete luck.
Yeah, so some of us know how to solve it, and I had to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube just so I can learn magic. So if you
Right.
messed up the magic trick, you have to know how to reset the cube so you can retry the magic trick, right? So some of us have to learn it, but some of us don't. So you just need to use your imagination sometimes. And I can kind of show you what it looks like to use your imagination to solve a cube. Hold on 1 second. Just let me
I just put the stickers on back.
Okay.
Yeah, I take them.
yeah, right. So it's really easy. All you got to do is kind of just wave your hand, and you can start seeing it from like 24 moves away, and then you can start seeing it from like 17 moves away, and then maybe about 4 moves away or 1 move away.
Man. Oh crap, dude. That's all. I gotta
The
show my
hell?
dad that. My dad's gonna love that. That's awesome.
Shit,
Oh, that was
But
good.
yeah, so like
crazy.
yeah, I've been a Rubik's Cube fan for a while. It was just one of those things where I always wanted to learn one, so it was about time. It was like something I never knew and I needed to learn. So like every day I need to learn something. So one week I carried a Rubik's Cube everywhere. My friends were like, dude, what the hell is your problem? I'm like, dude, mix this cube up. Let's see, watch me. I could solve it. They're like, you can't fucking solve this, because no one, everyone just doubts you when you're like, no one knows anything about these things. You're like, either you can solve them or you can't. And
Right.
so I would just solve it in front of them. Like, what the hell? How'd you learn how to do that? Just weird stuff. But
That's
Oh man.
Jesus, what the
Yeah, I know. What is going on here? And Lord.
way too lit. Way
Yeah,
too lit for that type of magic.
but
right
I
now.
did from the last time you guys asked me if I could come on and do Rubik's Cube magic. I started honing in on a couple of little routines for that. So that was one of them. So next time you guys have a cubathon, I'm gonna have
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna
Awesome,
try and
yeah.
do like a 3 or 4 trick routine with the Rubik's Cube. So
Yeah, come
just
up
give me
with
some time to practice that.
yeah, come up with like a good routine. We're gonna do like a holiday cubathon. So
Okay.
I'll do something. Yeah, just make it do like a holiday theme.
Dude, I'm
Cool,
excited.
cool.
That was awesome. That
that was
really
insane,
good
dude.
run.
Very talented,
good.
man. Holy shit.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm totally showing my dad that. He will be impressed. He'll love that. Yeah, I tell you, he's a magician. Maybe not as good as you, but he loves that stuff. That
Yeah,
was awesome.
my buddy's pretty good at me. He's like, bro, he's like, I'll just show you, you know, what you gotta do to trick. And I'm like, no, but that's the whole fun of it for me. Like, most of the time I do like to figure shit out, but even with like chess, I never like to study chess lines because it's just so enjoyable to me to do it. Like, I
Right.
just like turning on a chess engine or playing against somebody and just playing chess. Like, same with Rubik's Cube. I just like to take a cube and be like, I'm gonna get fucking high and figure this shit out. And I don't really know what the hell I'm doing, but I kind of do. You know, I just kind of start shifting things. But oh man, that was impressive though, because you weren't even. I don't know if you were looking at the damn thing. Didn't seem like it.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and watch that again.
You can go ahead. I'm pretty sure I didn't flash or anything, so we're good. And that's totally. It's not a gimmick cube. It's a real Rubik's cube. So.
He's
And
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
gimmick
lying
cubes?
as a
I-
magician. I'm being legit. It was a real Rubik's cube.
Well, I am impressed.
That was very good stuff. Well, all right. So I think we're gonna. Everyone, by the way, thank you for coming in the chat. Ronnie Lido, awesome to have you. Thank you for coming, man. That was awesome. Yeah, I can't even
welcome.
speak. It's so late.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that
I'm-
was sick.
But yeah,
Mouth
Thank
is
you
so
for
dry
coming.
now. I got cotton mouth, dude.
I know, right? So thank you for coming by, Mo. Thank you for setting this up so we could do a last minute stream here. That was awesome. And
Yeah.
now,
Maybe
now
next
should-
time it'll say the graveyard shift and not drop zone. But you know, either way.
Oh,
it
on
was
the thing,
good.
yeah. It was still. It said
Yeah.
it in this title at least. So,
But
anyways, all right,
look
cool.
at that,
Well,
twice in 24 hours we had 2 kick-ass guests on the show. Look at that.
yep, totally.
Who's better
This
than
was a
us?
lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. We'll do it again. I can't
And
wait
we
to have
hung
you
out
on.
with a bunch of other cool people before this.
And they came back in the chat too. So yeah, thanks everyone
That
for
is
coming
true.
in the chat. And I think that is it. I don't know how to end this, Mo, so I'll let you do it.
Oh, I got so used to hanging out on their show. I, didn't do
I know, right?
anything.
We
I
actually
loved,
have to do it.
I loved it. Now I get to hit buttons. Ronnie, man, thanks again so much for coming out.
Awesome.
Chat.
No problem, man.
Yeah, I'll take it easy. Enjoy the rest of. I'll say enjoy the rest of your weekend, but it's Monday morning. Shit.
Oh
right.
Lord.
Have a good Monday. Peace.
Peace, everyone.